Shai, Basha, Rakakadash.
Come along to the other apostles and elders at Great Millstone. You do well. Greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the home for elect. Those that get their life and diligence unto earning their salvation. Shalom unto you. All right, another day in Babylon. Another week out here teaching. Another opportunity to earn something to our spiritual bank accounts, right?
Okay.
Now, a lot has been going on in the world. We got blood moons coming up. This is just, I'm talking about just the signs in the heaven, things that people upon earth cannot fully interpret or understand. All right? But one of the greatest things that we see that a lot of you Jakes, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, that you don't understand what you're looking at are these so-called UFOs. These UFOs are set up for our benefit. Well, better said, for the benefit of the elect of Israel. Okay? 144,000 and the 1/3 that will escape the destruction of Babylon the Great, aka the United States of America. Alright, we're here in Sin City, Las Vegas, and we see the wickedness on an all-time high, but Sin City is like spread off into this whole place called America.
I got an answer.
See what I'm saying? See? The place is full of confusion. Alright? So what I want to make is, you see this coming, you shouldn't be afraid of this. Matter of fact, start with your script, brother.
1 Corinthians chapter 10.
Because I'll give a little precursor to it. Because when we came out of ancient Egypt, you're the slaves that built the pyramids, okay? You're the people that put the pyramids together in South America, Central America, and the same people that put them together in ancient Egypt. Okay, so when the Israelites walked out of Egypt, that's you. You walked out of Egypt. What? How did you make it and water through the wilderness? Because there was a chariot guiding inside of you. Okay, that was a key sign of our redemption or our escape from bondage. Okay, the first Egypt, but we're back in bondage again in the new Egypt, and we gotta leave out in style again. The difference is in this new Egypt, we're not gonna walk out, we're gonna fly out. The old Egypt, we walked out. All right, you got it out.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that our fathers were under the cloud.
Hey, don't be ignorant of the fact that when you see those so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of the Most High God, the chariots of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that's a beautiful sight in the heavens. Because that means we're up out of here. This place is being destroyed, and we're up out of here. And we're seeing more and more signs of this in the current times. Okay? But be not ignorant that we all were under that cloud. Go ahead, bro.
All our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea.
We went through that miracle time of the chariots guiding us through the wilderness, up out of Egypt, and even across the Red Sea. All right, to where we was free from the armies of the Egyptians. Carl, go ahead, bro.
I got that account too.
And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat.
Yep, because the Most High continually provided miracles for us. But you people have so lack of faith that you can't even come out on the streets and teach. You can't even come out on the streets and listen. You don't want to get off the keyboard. You barely like clicking on videos. All right, but the sacrifice that was made in that time, we have to wander and wait till the time was right. All right, the time was right where all the wicked got about our nation. That's what we're talking about.
And did all eat the same spiritual meat.
The miracles that were done for our people, those miracles are going to be done again for the elect. It was done for our forefathers, the whole nation, when we walked out of Egypt the first time. This time, everybody ain't gonna make it out, man. 2/3 deserve death, and they gonna get death before they leave up out of this place. Okay, before they come back after death by pain. But the elect is gonna get that cozy ride up out of here.
And also the nation of Israel got the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
And did
that was our way to be cleansed. Okay? By him showing us the miracle where we believed in it. then giving us the rules, which are written in this book, that we can be better upon the earth. He gave us the manual to run the earth. All right? But we wouldn't keep it. Go ahead, bro.
And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them.
Moses, the Most High had Moses smoke the rock so they can drink after they complained about manna wasn't enough to eat, and then quail, they was thirsty. So what happened? The Most High kept giving blessings after blessings when we call upon him in his name. That's no different than what we got to do in this time, but you can't murmur about it. Yeah, it's going to be hard and tough, but you can't murmur about it. You have to be in a rejoiceful spirit at this time, because this is the end. We're watching the so-called white man who was Esau in the Bible. We're watching him crumble, right? We're watching our redemption and the rise of our people coming together, all right? Standing upon their feet, telling this man that made no account for our labors, all right? We're out here trying to come back and have the spirit of the breath of life back in us. And it comes from his word, all right?
And that rock was Yahweh Shai. But with many of
It's a lot. That rock being Yahweh Shai, that means he was the one in that big cloud that followed Israel in the wilderness. It was that cloud, which was a chariot, that was working with Moses to perform those miracles. The fact that he spoke the water, he caused manna and quail to fall from heaven. Those are all miraculous things that Yahweh Shai was doing going back to the time of ancient Egypt. And those miracles were miraculous. It was spiritual, because we'll do bread and water. What does that represent? Symbolically, it's this word, man. But Jay couldn't see it back then. It was all spiritual. But hey, even to this day, Jake is getting the spiritual manna. They're getting the spiritual water. But Jake still don't believe. They still don't have the faith.
Yeah, how many more signs do you need to see? I mean, from this white man revealing who he is in this time, to watching the Israelites, groups of Jakes that are coming together that you never believe. Just Dominicans and Haitians that stand arm in arm teaching the word of Yahweh Shem Shai. That you go to that island, man, you wouldn't believe that they would ever come together. All right? Among other different things that the natural eye you would believe was a miracle.
These niggas ain't gonna believe it till you. They want Yahweh Shai to come back himself and say, this is the word, and follow the word. He ain't coming back as a man. Right? He's coming back to
Great power.
great power as the angelic being. All right? Take a lot of you, 2/3 of you Israelites out.
He did that during the time of the wilderness too.
Yeah.
He killed off 20. Well, the brother gonna read it.
I want to say real quick before you say that. He wandered for 40 years, leading with the cloud, leading us around to Jake complained and murmured like, man, the same ones complaining and murmured, the same 23,000 that fell off.
Hey, Jake's still murmuring now. Jake in the word, man. Guys getting disgruntled, they getting complacent. Certain dudes getting bitter about certain things concerning certain orders that get passed down from the apostles. And they get upset and they want to walk off, when they live out. They trying to change the doctrine of soul. They just fall off and go right back into the world, man. It starts with you murmuring. All right? A lot of you niggas are complaining and you acting like certain things that the apostles are breaking down is wrong. Hey, spiritually, we're in the wilderness, man. And then when Yahweh Shai comes back, those because it talks about how we're going to get brought into the wilderness again. Those of you that were murmuring and talking shit, and you wasn't down with the program, you're going to get purged out again, man. So this is, that's spiritual, man. Go ahead, bro.
The things that are written before time is for our learning, but that which has been shall be again.
verse 5. But with many of them the Most High was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness.
And how did they get overthrown? They wandered and they murmured and complained until they passed away. When we gonna get into this land that you keep promising us? When we gonna get more food? My feet hurt. When Eddie Griffin telling jokes about it, you can hear it. You can hear Jake doing that, complaining and murmuring and whatnot.
Yeah, they want to go back to Egypt.
I want to go back and eat good. Go back to work.
Listen, you niggas, that murmur against the apostles, y'all really the murmur against Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Because whenever the apostles say the spirit is from Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, it's going to say that. Bring down those words. Alright? It ain't the apostles just messengers just like we are, even though they're at the top. So you murmuring against Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, you murmuring against the apostles, man.
And Yahweh Shai said, he said, if they will not hear you, then they won't hear me. If they don't hear me, they won't hear him that sent me.
They don't receive. They didn't receive me. They won't receive him that sent me. Same thing. They won't receive you. Same thing. 2/3 ain't gonna get it. And like Pastor Har said, there's still some 2/3 in Great Millstone and different other groups, man, that they call themselves the truth, and they're gonna make it. Some harsh reality. It's a personal shit of everyone else. But back to the topic at hand. These chariots, when we see these sights, now I don't remember where that one, I don't know exactly where that one was at, but it felt, brother, kind of saying we speculated it was in Europe somewhere by the accent that we heard. It didn't seem like an American spirit, American accent, but he had people like, oh, what is that? Tripping out on the way they were moving in unison and they moved separately, and they only a higher power can control something like this. That's not one of them program light shows like they were at the Bellagio Fountain.
Or here, or Street, whatever.
Experience, right? Something bigger than that.
Verse 6, now these things were our examples to the intent we should not lust after evil things.
This is our example to the intent that we should not lust after evil things. Okay, a reminder and a warning like, hey, we got to deal with this. That means everything that's written in this, if that's true, everything written in this book is true. Okay, we have evidence that this is true. Our faith is coming to be proven. It's not just evidence of things not seen. It's things we're starting to see the things that we have faith in. All right?
As they also lusted, neither be idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000.
23,000 people fell in one day. 2/3. It's funny. Those numbers, right?
Hey, because what was they doing? When they rose up to play, meaning they got in that turned up celebratory spirit that Jake always be in, always want to celebrate and party and
barbecue.
Yeah. Well, they was doing that because they made Aaron take that gold that they took out of Egypt to create that golden calf. They started worshiping and partying before that golden calf and pissed Yahweh Shai off. He laid 23,000 niggas down, man. That's why it tells you in I think it's in Exodus, the 20th chapter, where the Lord said, basically, I'm gonna send my angel. That angel is Yahweh Shai, man. And he said, hey, listen to him, because my name is in him. He was that angel that smoked those Israelites in the wilderness, man.
He's coming back to smite again.
Yeah.
It's like that sighting was in London.
It was in London,
yeah.
Because what it also said in Exodus, the 20th chapter, he basically said he will not pardon your transgression, meaning he won't forgive you if you don't hearken, if you don't listen. Those Israelites, they were not trying to listen to the leadership. Yahweh Shai was dealing with Moses to lead Israel out of Egypt. But these niggas, they want to be stiff-necked, hard-headed, just like they are today. And that's why none of them made it into the promised land. It's the same thing today. That's why 2/3 they're gonna be left here in Babylon to get destroyed, man.
How ironic, is it that it's this whole self-glorification moment going on in the world, energy that's going on in the world, but the men of the Lord are supposed to be selfless and give the glory up to Yahweh Shai and Yahweh, all the way up to Yahweh. It's funny how that dynamic is that contrast is going on in the world. You got it, bro.
Verse 9, neither let us tempt Yahweh Shai, as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer.
Yeah, because right now, trust me, that's why a lot of these groups won't come like that family that says we gonna join IUIC because they gotta keep the law and then, you know, whatever else that they say.
Women up
They
here
keep the
talking about
commandments.
keep the laws.
Yeah, get out of here, man.
You a virgin? Hell no.
Yeah, you break one, you break the law. So does that mean the ones that you can't control that you just push them to the side? Also, no. We keep as many as we can possibly keep, and then we acknowledge the ones we can't keep and ask for forgiveness for those. The ones we're not keeping, we repent and then we can't keep them. It's just that simple. And that act alone shows your faith. Shows an exercise of your faith.
Yeah, but the law is not gonna.
No.
The law is not gonna justify you, man.
Neither one alone is gonna justify you. Said that way. Neither one alone will justify you. Your faith alone, without works, won't justify you. And the law itself, without faith, won't justify you.
Because you're not keeping the law.
Right.
In order for you to keep the law, you got to keep the whole law. If you can't keep the whole law, you're not keeping the law.
He didn't give us over 613 just to come short on 25 of them. No. We meant to keep them all.
Then they tell you when Apostle Paul addressed the church of Galatia, he said those under the old covenant, under Moses, they basically they died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses, man. You ain't got no chance. You ain't got if you ain't got Yahweh Shai, you ain't got no chance, man.
Right. He's the one that gave us the grace to not die immediately for breaking the law. That gave us the opportunity to practice with our whole heart that we were able to keep what we could, and the rest we act upon faith with. You got it still, bro.
Verse 11, now all these things happen unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come.
And for whom the ends of the world are come. And we're here in this time because we're here at the end of the world. The end of not the earth itself, but the end of Esau's world. The so-called white man that's been ruling with wickedness. Okay? We're here as an admonishment, as a
we represent the end of Esau's kingdom, us being out here on the highways and byways.
Well, let me say this: what the brother just read, Apostle Paul was telling them that these things that when Jake was being rebellious, Jake suffered these things, and I'm bringing this out to you to let you know, as an admonishment to you, that you need to take heed. You need to humble down. You need not to rebel and murmur. And it's fucking swirling everywhere. A bunch of winches everywhere. There's winches everywhere. All right. But anyway, basically he was telling them that, hey, this is for your admonishment. Because he already knew that it was going to be Jakes that was going to be murmuring in the church, and they was going to try to change up the doctrine, become heresies. They're going to try to speak reverse things to heap disciples unto themselves. These rebellious ass niggas. It was always a repeated history of Israel.
Happened in ancient Egypt. Happened in that time. It was happening in this time.
Yeah, man.
It was always that happening. If you look through the course of the history of Israel, it always happened. It was always then arose a wicked king that led Israel, and they go back into captivity. It was a repeat offenders. Okay, this is the time that we have to get right.
Yep. And basically showing you that Yahweh Shai, him being that rock, meaning he's that the power that was in that cloud. The Lord has the power to take you niggas out, man, and he gonna eventually do it. All right, that's why we say, being under that cloud, we seeing that the angels of the Lord, they're making themselves manifest. They're appearing in the sky, man, and literally in clouds. And it tells you that the Lord, he that sits on the cloud, he's going to come back in the cloud, and every eye is going to see him.
Right.
Okay.
You don't mean on the internet. He mean in the literal sky above.
Yeah. You won't see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was scripture he was getting, or
You got it right now?
I got some. I got some.
I know.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 30. And it reads, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Then shall you see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with great glory. That's for this time. We're already starting to see angels dancing in the heavens in these clouds, giving us hope and faith. You see it as something spectacular in the skies. We see it as our salvation draws near. But for the elect, it has to move you and spark something in you to say, hey, wait, okay, I didn't really believe them just because they was grouping up out on the streets, but now that RFID chip is kind of, that looks like the mark of the beast to me. If there was ever such a thing, that has to be it. And then now these UFOs are coming up everywhere. They were talking about that's the chariots of the Most High God. That's starting to make sense too. Okay?
And everything we said, we backing up with the scripture. It's nothing coming from our own opinion or none of that. It's backed up by the Holy Scripture.
Verse 31, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
They're literally going to beam, if I get that Revelation 18. They're literally going to,
18 and 4.
yep, they're literally going to beam us up away from the destruction at the last second. Okay? Last second, right when doubt would set into to a natural man, a spiritual man is going to have faith in that moment and accept the moment for what it is, and then boom, you get up out of here, man. Okay, that you escape the plagues of destruction in this place. Because this place has to go. It ain't no making America great again. It ain't gonna be great again. It's gonna make this place great when it's a memorial for the wickedness that went on in this place, the slavery of Israel that took place here.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. That ye
Come out of who? Come up out of America into these chariots where it's safe at.
Hey, hold on, let me correct you. Come into this chariot, because it's gonna be the fathership, one big giant ship that all the elect are gonna meet Yahweh Shai, and basically those that died in the Lord, they all gonna be already up there, and those that are remaining alive, they're gonna get caught up into that same ship. That's gonna be the big marriage ceremony with our Lord in the big ship. That's the cloud.
Yeah. And these shuttle ships, that's in Isaiah the 6th chapter.
That's right.
It said the seraphims.
Yep. And the Lord gonna come deep, man. The Lord gonna come with them numbers, man. Y'all talking about numbers. When you read Psalms, the 68th chapter, it talks about how the chariots of the Lord are 20,000, even thousands of angels.
Yeah, I was trying to say it. He has what's that? 12 legions.
Yeah, he can call 12 legions down to from heaven.
That's what 80 something.
84,000. Yeah, you can get your pre and then go back to what you have, bro.
This is Psalms chapter 68, verse 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place.
Yep.
Okay, we get beamed up out of that, Lord willing, we'll be elect. We get beamed up with those to escape all the destruction that's coming. All right? While those as you said, satellite chariots are fighting the war in heaven. All right?
Michael the archangel and his and the angels under him versus Esau and NATO, which those are his angels, man. It ain't no fallen angels that they teach in the Catholic Church. And there's some naked ass angels in the sky flying around and shit, crossbows and arrows.
Yeah,
they're gonna be fighting with the Lord. No, the Lord has control over both sides, man. Ain't no angel fighting the Lord, Yahweh Shai, right? All right. Go ahead, just back up.
that ye be, Revelation 18:4. I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Only the elect will be able to hear that voice. That's the new song. That's the hook to the new song. You know, if we sing the lyrics right now, that's the hook that makes it a full-fledged song. And it's gonna be a hit. And it's a hit song, man. In that moment, you don't know that that's a hit song that gets us up out of here.
That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
You don't get burnt up by the ICB and the razor blade.
It says, the righteous shall scarcely be saved. Like in the nick of time, like you see those videos on YouTube where people about to get hit by cars and the angel, we really know the angel moves them out the way.
Yeah.
But that's how it's gonna be. But that's how when those ICBM missiles are shot over here, when they hit, that's when we going up. Lord willing, we part of the lake.
Hey, did it say it said that they what? They
not partakers of her sins.
No, when it says that they rejoiced, or what did they say?
And that they never received.
They sung the song.
Oh no, we was talking.
Oh, you was quoted. Okay. Because I was gonna bring up how when we left out of Egypt, when we got delivered the first time, we sung a song, man. Miriam, you know, we was singing praise to the Lord for delivering us from the hand of our enemies. Hey, that's the real salvation, is being delivered from our enemy. Who's our enemy right now that got us in captivity? The modern day Pharaoh, Esau, Edom. You know.
I gotta say this to tie it all into these Salaki brothers.
I'm saying the white man.
Yeah,
so-called white men.
I gotta say this to tie it all in. For this government shutdown to continue, you're in captivity to that. You can believe you free, but you're gonna see if you're free when you don't get your check. You're gonna see if you're free when you don't get your food stamps. Okay? You're gonna see how free you feel when this government completely shuts down and there's all chaos in the streets and there's martial law troops. You're gonna see when they throw you in a field camp, you're gonna see how free you really are. Okay? Talking about I'm free. We're all captive to something. You can be captive to Esau. You can be captive to the spirit of Yahweh Shalom Shah. Alright? The prisoners of hope. Alright? So you got it out.
First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. Verse 14. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep.
Wait, let me say this slightly, bro. We don't know that for a fact.
We know what?
That Yahushua died. We don't know he ever existed. That's the argument that these atheists that they try to bring.
We don't know. How do we know?
We know by faith. Because all the other things that's written in this book are coming to pass. Why wouldn't the things that are wrote in there be true? We know where Noah's Ark is at. We see where Sodom and Gomorrah was at.
They seen the chariots on the bottom of the Red Sea.
Yep.
You know, Esau knows the truth because they do a diligent search and search out all. They didn't search out the truth. They have the technology to look for these things. We don't. We got faith. We don't have money to go to the Middle East and we don't got
go deep sea dive and look in the sea. Let me pull up a wheel from the chariot. No, we believe it, man.
We see the prophecies, the signs coming to pass.
Yep. That strengthens our faith to believe it. You got it, bro.
Even so, them also which sleep in Yahushua will the Most High bring with him.
Those that have already passed away, that's coming too. That the righteous spirit that passed away, that did they serve, that finished their course, they're gonna be there as well. All right.
It says that the works follow them. Revelation 14 and 13. Yeah, man, that's the brothers in the spirit world that died in the work. You know, the elders going back to 1 West. Our elders, apostles, Elder King Masha, Abu Bivens, Masha, Yaiquab. You know, those are honorable men that our elders and apostles taught us about. They're resting in the spiritual realm from their work, their laborious works. Okay.
Hey, if you ever see videos of those men, the type of fervent, righteous spirits those men had on them, man, they couldn't be in these. They wasn't meant to be in these times, 2019. It wasn't meant for that. You know, what their spirits could be contained in this type of time.
Not saying they couldn't be here, but like you said.
Right. Their spirit was for that time.
It was basically the Lord raised them up to shine the light to Israel. To basically going back to the prophecy of John, how he was set up to return the hearts of the children, hearts of the children to the fathers.
That's right.
Now we got our nationality, man. Now we know who the tribes are. Now we know that the Old Testament and the New Testament goes hand in hand. That's our book. This is our wisdom, man. You know. So the Lord, they did their job, and now they're resting from their labors.
Maybe brothers can quote it. I'm trying to think. I don't remember where it's at, but the scripture that says, one doeth plant the seed, another one taketh up the cloud, another one plucketh up the seed, plucketh up the reaping.
But you talking about what Apostle Paul said about him and Apollos?
Yes,
Apollos
exactly.
planted,
Right.
The Most High get increase.
Yeah, that's 1 Corinthians 3. Come.
That's what it's talking about. Yeah, you can get it right, Cliff. You can get it right, Cliff. You still have
3.
one, right? Because they did their end of it. They planted the seed, you know, and then the apostles have been watered. You read it. It's gonna say.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 3.
3 and like 5, 6.
I said that 5.
Yeah.
Who then is Paul and who is Apollos?
Start at 4.
4.
Verse 4. For while one saith, I am Paul, another, I am Apollos, are ye not carnal? Who
Yeah,
then?
because you had back then, you had Jake. They was trying to deify Apostle Paul and Apollos, because Apollos, hey, he was real sharp in the scriptures. It's when you read about how Priscilla and Aquila, they basically expounded on concerning Yahweh Shai, because he was diligent, he was on fire when he was doing the baptism of John. So they had to, break down the gospel to him. What came after John, which John came to roll his working out for Yahweh Shai. Once he got that, man, he was complete, man. He was on fire, man. He was in the spirit. He was a powerful teacher. So Jake that was learning from, whether it was Apollos or Paul, Jake got simple, like, hey, I'm rolling with Paul. Hey, man, I'm rolling with Apollos. Apostle Paul had to address that, like, hey, did I die for you, or did Apollos die? Did he get crucified for you? You know? It's about giving glory to him, man.
Can I say this real quick? And that's the difference of you other Israelite camps out there. That's why we get on this, because a lot of Jake get real simple when it comes to this. We're not out here to glorify the great millstone. We're out here to glorify Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It should be the same thing that you're out here to glorify. The name of great millstone, or GMS, is only about identifying the doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and 100% truth. Right?
Yahweh Shai is a great millstone.
Right.
He is a great millstone, man. He's that cornerstone that was precious, the chief cornerstone, precious and elect. He's that stone, man. And if that stone fall upon you, it shall grind you to powder, man.
It's a burden unto you. Hey, that easy church life that you've been living, talking about you in a regular church, that ain't got nothing to do with Yahweh Shai. Some of you other alphabet camps out there that don't push the 100% truth, it still ain't that full burden, man. You got to bear that cross, the full weight of that upon your shoulders, upon your life.
In other words, if this word burdens you, then it is going to crush you, because you can't hold the bitterness of the truth of the scriptures. That's why the Lord said, "Blessed is he who's not offended in me." Okay. Bear your cross.
You can't be my disciple if you don't bear your cross daily. Take up your cross daily.
That's right. Good,
Verse 5. Who then is Paul and who is Apollos, but ministers by whom ye believe? Even as the Lord gave to every man, I have planted, Apollos watered, But the Most High gave the increase.
Yeah, it was all in the spirit of the Most High. That whatever job that Apollos was doing, or what Paul was doing, or that we do today, that the apostles did, that the apostles do, that we do.
Yep.
It's all in the same spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shah.
We all working in the same garden, man.
Yeah.
We all laboring together as husbandmen.
Right.
This is the labor of love to Yahweh Shai, man. All right, we're cultivating, which when you the root word for cult, it means to worship. We're worshiping the Lord by working for Him, man, serving Him. The Hebrew word "aibad," which means to serve. Okay, so it's back on. Hey, so Salah, one more thing. Who did the Lord lay the foundation upon? Peter, that rock, right? Get in the spirit. Who was Peter?
Yeah.
Who was King David? You know, he was part of the one that he laid that foundation for the house of David, man. And here we are. You know, Great Millstone is a branch off from the house of David, man. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 15, 1 Thessalonians 4:15. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet of the Most High.
When the chariots come from the skies, man, they crack the sky open. It ain't gonna be like a baseline that the nigga on the corner, you know, with the 15-inch woofer drop. It ain't gonna be like the sonic boom from the air base and come back into the atmosphere. It's gonna be something totally different. Something like you can't even. The trumpet is the loudest sound in the symphony, so to speak, right? So when this trumpet is blown, you're gonna know what it is, man. It's not gonna be something like, what was that? You're gonna be, oh shit, that's something. You gotta go see what that is. Yeah. For us, we're gonna look at each other, be around each other. We're gonna be like, ooh, it's gonna spark some hope. That's it. That's the one. You know, it's gonna be that loud and that grand.
And the dead in Yahweh Shai shall rise first.
Dead shall rise first. They're the first that's gonna get their new bodies that can be in them chariots. That can come back into this realm and deal with the things in this realm with the power from that realm that they're coming out of. The same spiritual fire that Yahweh Shai has to be able to come into this realm. Do the when he came back after he came out the supper.
Yeah, they're gonna be changed unto His glory.
Yeah.
You know, just like the Lord died, and when he rose up in glory. When Stephen, when he got killed after he made his testimony and he cut all those wicked ass niggas. Basically, right before he passed, he saw the heavens opened up and he saw the Lord sitting on the right hand in glory, man. That was basically to get that was to basically cheer him up before he gave up the ghost. That hey, you finna get glory too. You know, the Lord suffered and he died and then he rose up in glory. Hey, you didn't suffer, you didn't die for the testimony of the Lord. You finna get glory, man. And that's a encouragement to us too. Especially to those of us that's gonna die in this work. Those of you brothers that might be martyrs for this thing. You're gonna be raised up in glory, man.
I gotta say, that's like real quick from Revelation 20 chapter said those that are beheaded. That's like
Revelation 20.
Yeah, I want to make a point of that because all this still tied to the chariots, though. Okay, because that's the vehicle, that's that secret chamber that we're all trying to make it into.
They gonna already be in there.
Right, they already in there. These bodies can't.
Brothers that drop that pass, we had a definite count. Yeah, we gonna see this brother too, man. We gonna see him. He gonna be right there in full glory, man. He gonna look. He gonna be in this. He gonna be with the Lord. He gonna have the youthful look. He gonna be in that. Gonna have the glow.
A new body.
A new body, man. And we gonna know it's him.
We gonna identify
You gonna
that
know it's
spirit.
us.
This is, Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shah.
Those are the souls that died in Yahweh Shah, that didn't bow to neither Baal. The worst followed them, and now they in glory are made right, coming back down. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
And for the word of the Most High, in which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, nor have received his mark in their foreheads or in their hands.
They didn't take the RFID chip, they didn't take the mark of the beast. Okay? Putting them as the same thing. Not separate things, the same thing. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
And they lived and they reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years.
Okay? I think that was the one.
But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished.
What was the word I was looking for?
That 1,000 years goes into the kingdom where these other nations gonna be in slavery, man. You know?
Serving us, particularly in our land, building it back up to the level of that Yahweh glory can give it back to us with the glory that it should be, that it can be called the kingdom of righteousness. Not to that level. Where thieves can't break through and steal in that time.
Yeah, if I may say, that's how after the 1,000 years, the dead, basically what that's saying is the other nations, they gonna, like the brother just mentioned, they gonna be in captivity. When you're in captivity, you basically you're dead. You spiritually you don't have a place in society, so you're considered dead.
You're not in rulership, basically.
These nations are gonna be serving in captivity for 1,000 years, man. But the elect, the 2/3 of Israel, they're gonna come right back to the elect, man. It ain't saying that they're not gonna be around for 1,000 years. They're gonna come right back, man. Revelation 11:26, and as it is written, all Israel shall be saved.
Right.
All right.
After some after
They're gonna die. They're gonna taste of a painful death first, man. Ain't no sodomites or adulterers getting into the kitchen.
I got it.
This is second Ezra chapter 8:1, and he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. So this world was made for, for Esau to rule, all these other heathen nations to rule, for wickedness. This was made for everyone. You can be whatever you want here. The world to come, the kingdom of heaven, is only made really for the elect. Because the 2/3 is going to come back through the loins of the elect. So we're in the world to come is for righteousness. Where righteousness is going to dwell for forever, not just 1,000 years.
That's right.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, with the trump of the Most High.
Oh, that's like I didn't get to say about the Revelation slightly, but I need to start the topic. But the point I want to make was those that were martyrs and were beheaded, they was up to Yahweh Shah. Okay? In that chariot. So when we see these chariots,
So like, if I may say, they're gonna get those bodies that were put in the graves. It's gonna be rose up out of the graves, and then their body's gonna immediately be changed and caught up into the air before the rest of Israel that don't die get caught up into the chariot. Okay, that's what the Lord's gonna do. He's gonna rise them up first, and they're gonna be beamed up, and then we're gonna be caught up with them, and then we're gonna get to see them. We are gonna be changed, and that's when was that 1 Corinthians 15? Death shall be swallowed up in victory.
Last enemy.
Now the mortal shall put on immortality. Corruption shall put on incorruption.
because the chariots can't inherit incorruption.
It's too pure.
Flesh,
Too spiritual.
corruptible flesh can't make it up to you.
Yep. That's why I said flesh and blood can't make it
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the kingdom.
That brother still got it.
Start at 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, with the trumpet of Most High, and the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. Then we, which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together
Brother just wrote this down.
with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
So shall we ever be forever, even forever and ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So Isaiah 26 and 19. It says, "Thy dead men shall live, together with my dead body shall they arise." Who is that talking about for you Old Testament Israelites? Well, the Most High doesn't have a dead body.
Right.
All right. It says,
My dead body, that's how it's shot.
it says, "Awake and see, ye that dwell in dust, for thy dew is as the dew of herbs, and the earth shall cast out the dead. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors
What's the
about
chambers?
thee."
What's the doors? That's those chariots, man. That's the wedding. That's that feast that we're making it into. That you gotta have them white garments to get into. You can't creep in another way.
It says, "Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed."
The destruction of this time, of the society as it is, in this land, Babylon the Great, and certain other places in particular, are destroyed and wiped out. Come up in here, because there's other brothers in other places besides America that's going to expect the destruction of the cities that they're in as well.
Israelites scattered throughout the 4 corners of the world. Not
Oh,
just,
aren't they?
the majority of them is here in America, of course, but it's Jake's waking up in somewhere in Indonesia or somewhere over there in Philippines, speaking in tongues, speaking in whatever their native language is over there. Jake is waking up, so you know, the chariots is
It's a huge sight, man.
because they seeing them over there, of course, a lot more, and you know, but just like the plagues, you know, some of those plagues in Egypt are happening over there, but when they hit here, everybody you can see just people over there might have camera phones. Everybody here got a camera phone. Everybody, so it's going to be seen. You know, you see a swarm of locusts, it's going to be on World Star, it's going to be on YouTube. You see a chariot and you see lights, it's going to be multiple camera phones, the people with phones out having that footage.
Right,
so
right now, let a fight break out right now across the street. Niggas gonna come out of manholes and to catch it, you know, come out of nowhere trying to catch that. So when something that astronomical shows up, Jake gonna, you know, the world is gonna have a camera phone.
That camera phone with the whole sky.
Yeah.
And Esau ain't gonna have. Esau can't say it was this, it was that, because people will know. Say no, I seen lights, and it wasn't from this world. It wasn't from this planet.
It moved differently.
Yeah.
I saw certain people.
It disappeared. And then reappeared.
Yep.
Like on that video about the chariots that was up in that cloud, they was doing all type of. I couldn't even express the words.
Dancing. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it was doing so much.
Yeah, bro.
It was doing so much. You should put it that way. And you had a comment on the video. It was an old ass, decrepit ass Edomite. And he basically said, oh, that was. He basically said on the comment board, he said, oh, that's just them doing their magic tricks. But he wasn't saying that was the angel. He was basically saying, oh, that's your magic tricks. Like as if there's somebody got some type of hologram or somebody using Project Blueprint doing that in the sky. You know?
Jake always
they want to give Esau too much credit, man.
The natural man always want to make astronomical things regular.
They don't want to give the Lord His glory.
Yeah, right.
They don't want to give Him His glory, man.
They want to try to explain it with science and make it something ordinary. Ain't nothing ordinary about what's going on in them skies, man. And nothing's gonna be ordinary when that sky gets cracked with how it's shining that father shit come through.
Revelation chapter 15, verse 2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire. This is, John the Revelator. He got a vision of him in the chariots.
Yes.
And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and of them
describing the outside of the chariot, and it was like reflective. It didn't really, you could like see through it. It was so clean. But it had the fire, which was the lights.
They think the chariot's like gonna be made of metal,
uranium,
or some shit.
Salak. Read that again, bro.
And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire.
A sea glass mingled with fire, meaning when the ship got up, because he saw an aerial view looking down at the judgment of the wicked. You know, he was looking down at Babylon, getting bombarded with nuclear missiles and lasers and all that. That was basically what he saw from that view. All right, that's what he's gonna be. That's what we all gonna be watching when we up in those ships. That's why it tells you, what thine eye shall not see the reward of the wicked. Okay. Go ahead.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image.
Those that overcame, who overcame the wicked. You didn't bow down to this New World Order. You didn't accept the chip. You didn't get that implant in your hand or in your head. You basically cussing this devil off to his face, like it tells you in the Wisdom of Solomon. The righteous man shall stand in great boldness against those that have afflicted him. All right, go ahead, bro.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. And they sung the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord power almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints.
And only the saints, only the elect are going to be singing that song, man. The chariot, right? And that's reminiscent of what we left out of ancient Egypt. You know, we sung songs to praising the Lord because he had just delivered us out of the hand of Pharaoh in Egypt. Okay, hey, this is gonna be a new deliverance, back into the ship, into the cloud, man.
If that was written, like that deliverance was written in our history, this deliverance is gonna be written in our history as well.
Jeremiah 16, where it says, "The Lord liveth; it shall no more be said that the Lord liveth that brought of the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt." This deliverance is gonna be. It's gonna be greater than the Exodus, man. You know, it's gonna be way greater.
This is Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that brought the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from the lands whither he had driven them,
which Israel was scattered among all nations. So the ship is gonna pull all of them up, all the Jakes, all the brothers that serve the Lord, that's out there, you know, going hard and strong in the camps, you know, cussing this devil out and prophesying to Israel. They gonna get pulled up into the ship wherever they may be, man. Whether they in Australia, whether they in Africa, in Europe. It don't matter where they at on the planet, they gonna get brought up.
the deliverance gonna go from east to west.
Exactly, man. It's gonna be very glorious and miraculous, man.
And I will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers.
Like to Israel.
You're either gonna beat us there with all their goods, and they're gonna get to work.
Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1. I'll read down to 4.
Somebody got Exodus.
Zechariah 5 and 1. Then I turned to lift up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me,
was about to describe the chariot. That's what talking about. That's what he saw.
And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off on this side according to it. And everyone that swears shall be cut off as that side according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. This is the house of the thief. Esau stole this land, you know?
Hey, the spirit just brought it up. You dudes over there in Baltimore, Most High dealing with y'all, right? John 10 and 10, yes, it is talking about false prophets, but we can't apply it to Esau, man. The thief that cometh not before to steal and to kill and destroy, you can apply that to Esau. He is the thief. He stole America, man. And he stole us. He's the thief.
All our heads.
Niggas are niggas though, man. Go ahead, bro.
And into the house of him that swear falsely by my name. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. What's that consuming? That fire. You know, that fire is going to consume from the chariots and also from the missiles. This is talking about the chariots. You know, that fire from the laser beam is going to consume this place. You know?
Read that in was that Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter, where it talks about how it's gonna be thunderbolts from under his feet. You know, the Lord's gonna let loose, man. You know, hey, cause like I said, according when he was referring to the law about committing thievery and making false oaths, basically according to the law, because if you think about it, Esau took the covenant in his mouth. You know, he basically took on his Bible as if it was his and filled the world with plantation Christianity. So now you got to be held to the word. Now you got to be judged according to the word. Okay? So when the Lord comes back, he gonna judge you, man. Hey, it says, and the books were open. Okay, he gonna make judgment according to the books, man.
He'll throw the book at you.
You devils, all throughout the course of time, you've been adding and taking away from his book. So of course you ain't got a name written in the book of life. And you gonna get cast into the lake of fire, man. All right. Hey, that lake of fire is what America's gonna be after the chariots get done with it, and the missiles. Okay. You're gonna be left in it, man.
Habakkuk chapter 3, start with verse 2. O Lord, power Yahweh, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord Yahweh, revive thy work. Revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known. In wrath, remember mercy.
Hey, and wrath, remember mercy, meaning when you because you know how Jake, when we get angry, we black out and just everybody getting it. At least, show mercy towards us when you do this. We know that when you pour out your hot displeasure, we don't want to be a part of that. We don't want the heat. All right, go ahead.
So Most High came from Teman, and the Holy from the mountain Paran Salah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his
glory
praise.
covered the heavens. Yep. What is that? The ships, the chariots, man. The cloud. Go ahead.
It says, and his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went before his feet.
Went out before his feet. Meaning it came from up under the chariot, and it concentrated down to all his intended targets. What are his intended targets? Who is this that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? That's his ultimate target, man. That's why when you read in Joel, the 3rd chapter, around the 19th verse, it says, Edom shall be a desolation. All right? Egypt, it mentions Egypt with Edom because Edom is
Egypt is new, ran by Edom now.
is run by, he's the modern Pharaoh. Okay? The one that led us into captivity. All right? He that, Lamentation, the 4th chapter, he will no more lead thee into captivity, O daughter of Zion. But now that cup shall be passed to Esau now. All right? So, you know, drink the dregs is going to start with him getting destroyed by the chariots, the lasers that's coming from the chariots, and also the missiles. Okay? Read Joel 3 and 19, and you can see the parallel, man. It's all one and the same. Egypt is indicative of bondage. And we're right here. We're in the place which is spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. All right, Babylon. Okay. Go ahead, Alex.
He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered.
Yeah, hey, you can read that in the 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. That these nations, they're gonna be afraid when they see the Lord come back in His power, man. Because just like Prophet Isaiah prophesied of Yahweh Shai, he said that he will not meet you as a man. Okay, he said, "I will not meet thee as a man." So these nations, they're gonna be afraid to fight, but the Lord's gonna put the Spirit in them anyway to try to fight, and the Lord's gonna run. He gonna run right. He gonna walk right through them. All right.
Yeah, because that's Esau. They see the Lord coming back, you know, with the angels. You know, their whole they know that their whole way of life is gonna come to an end. So what they gotta do? They gotta fight for it, man. Yeah.
Daniel will take the kingdom.
Yep. We ain't gonna hand it over. We gotta take it. So you have
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed of the strangers of His salvation.
Hey, because that's talking about the when they see what? When they see it, they should see the chariots flood the sky. They're gonna be troubled with terrible fear. And see the strangeness of our salvation, of the elect's salvation, to get up out of here.
So far beyond all that they look for.
Nobody thought that would be, you know, when they tell you about UFOs,
They talk about the end of the world.
yep.
They always talk about a meteor, a volcano, some kind of natural disaster. They never talk about, go ahead. They never talk about, you know, the chariots of the Most High coming down, destroying this place and delivering the elect.
Yep. That's the UFO scenario never plays. They come and destroy the earth, take it over, but they never thought that they come and take the captives of the earth and save a remnant of them, destroy the power structure and set it back up in righteousness under those people that they saved. They never talk about that. They never show that in these movies. I think, what's the name of that movie? I forgot the name. I did the video on it. The legislature. It's like Chicago, I think it was. It's about to come out like later this month or next month.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about? I can't think of the name of it. With John Goodman. They have the teenagers that's rebelling against the aliens. Some working with the aliens and all of that. There's chariots all over. But yeah, that movie, that's the closest you got. Because they made everything better. But they still got the movie where some people still got to fight against it. Okay? This is it right here, bro. This is it. When we here, you gotta catch it right
get out
here.
your car and stand right here and listen.
And ask some questions too. That's what we're here for. No, that was it on that, right?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and 5.
Oh, now I gotta go back to this one.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it.
So flew upon a mountain. Mountains don't fly.
Man,
That's how big the chariot is.
Yeah. You can't see the end of it.
kind of like in
Can't see where
like
it begins.
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Yeah, like what's big mountain range? Like the Rockies, the
Himalayan. Himalayan.
Alps. It's like you have that long mountain range.
You can't see the other side. You only see the top that covers you. The other part is out of your scope.
Yeah.
You know, it's beyond the horizon line.
You think the skies are going to be darkened?
Yeah.
Tells you how the sun shall be darkened and the moon shall not give her a light. It's going to be blacked out because this is going to be taking place.
And this is going to eclipse the light that's shown upon the earth.
We know how powerful the sun is. You ain't gonna be able to see the sun. They said what they said. The apostle said the chariots are the size of larger than planet Earth. Earth-size chariots.
That's why they be trying to. That's why they do a major. The CIA and the FBI, they do a lot of major covering up for putting disclosing the information of those chariots that's out there in outer space. They do so much to try to prevent putting that information out there to the public. It's like a big cover up by the CIA, man, because they know what's lurking out there in outer space. Even your former U.S. presidents, man. Truman knew about him. Nixon knew about him. James Carter knew about it. Ronald Reagan. That's the most notable one.
Yeah, because he was on camera talking about it.
And the most notable one now is Trump with his Space Force.
Yeah.
I mean, another branch of military. So just in case.
They've been quiet on that Space Force crap with everything else going on. But don't think that Esau's not in the background.
Yeah, still working
on that. Working on all kind of newly created guns and technology they think that can, combat the technology of Yahushua and angels with the chariots.
Everything on laser weapons.
They got something they're trying to work. Make sure they work in space. I'm gonna go back to Habakkuk.
Because they all get ready for that war in heaven, man. And China, they talking about how they launched a shuttle from China and they landed on the far side of the moon, on the dark side of the moon. That's bullshit. Everything that you're launching out there is not getting to the sun or the moon. Okay, that's all bullshit. All they're gonna keep showing you is still images. They're not gonna show you actual footage of them landing or sending their little spacecraft out there landing on the moon. That didn't happen. The moon is bright. It has its own illumination. So if it's so much light to it, that means it got a lot of heat to it. Ain't nothing from this round getting up there and making it. It's gonna just be chilling up there.
Yeah, and driving all around in a little car and shit.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
A boom rover. Man, get out of here.
That's another green screen Hollywood production.
They did that in the 60s. Why wouldn't they be able to do it in 2019? 40 50 years later now?
They can make it look better because technology is better, but it's bullshit, man.
It's a wrenching convention. Wrenching convention going on now.
Yeah, Eve, it's over for her, man. It's over for Eve. This government shut down.
Yeah, they got attached to somebody.
Welfare queens.
Yeah, bro. They don't attach
Esau
to
gonna ditch her ass.
They don't trust you, Jakes, because she ain't got no money either. They gonna go right. They going right to their daddy Esau. Anyway, let me get back. What's born again? Habakkuk 3, verse 6, it says, "He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow, and his ways are everlasting. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble. Was the Lord Yahweh displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? that thou didst ride upon thy horses and thy chariots of salvation.
For sure, the Most High is going to destroy everything. Not the whole world, but the majority of this planet.
The whole planet gonna feel its
Yeah, it's
wrath.
going to fill the ground, like it says in Isaiah the 24th chapter. It's going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. So all of this ocean got to be cleansed. The rivers, everything Esau's contaminated and polluted has to be cleansed, and it's going to get cleansed through thermonuclear fire and the concentrated fire from the chariots.
Right.
That's the ultimate purifier.
Yeah. The water, damn. You know, the rivers.
What he said, like,
Yeah.
they ain't do nothing, man. So thy bow was made quite
I got
late.
to pre.
You wanna read that?
Yeah, real quick. Isaiah 43, real quick. Isaiah 43 and 15. It says, it's a lot. Isaiah 43 verse 15. I hate these how thin the pages be in 1611. Man, that shit be terrible. And it's cold. Here it is. Isaiah 43 and 15. It says, I am the Lord, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. Thus saith the Lord, which maketh a way in the sea and a path in the mighty waters. It says, which bringeth forth the chariot and horse and army and the power. They shall lie down together, they shall not rise. They are extinct, they are quenched as tow. Is that the right scripture? No, Salak.
Yeah.
Salak, bro. No, that's Salak. That was the wrong scripture. I thought that was a scripture. But basically, the Most High is gonna tear shit up, and it's like when you get it, like everybody that know about when you get into fights indoors, furniture is moving. Pictures is gonna come down off the wall.
And when that Roscoe Jenkins,
Yeah.
and they messed up the whole dinner.
Yeah.
That's how it goes down. Most High gonna mess everything.
Yeah.
But with that messing it up, so to speak, I don't really cut you off, right?
No, go ahead.
But with that messing it up, it's gonna give a place for it to be set back and right. You ain't gonna mess up nothing that's perfected. He's only gonna mess up that needs to be cleansed and corrected, set back in the proper order.
There you go, bro.
It says, the bow was made quite naked according to the oaths of the tribes, even thy word, Salah. Thou didst cleave the earth with rivers, the mountains saw thee and they trembled, the overflowing of the water passed by, the deep uttered his voice and lift up his hands on high. The sun and moon stood still in there, basically saying, you set all this up, but at your presence, everything else can be moved. But that's how much power you have. When you send your house back, that's how much power you have.
So that's what happened in the first death. You know how Pangea, how everything was, everything moved out of its place because of the great flood. Same thing is going to happen when this destruction comes. That this destruction is coming to America and the rest of the world.
Some have said the axis that the Earth is on right now is in shift. And it's going to completely shift back to a righteous angle and vibration. Some have said that. I wouldn't teach that. But some have said that it's going to need that to happen as well. Anyway, so at the light of thine arrows they went, and at the sight of the glittering spear. Yeah, because it's at the same time of the glittering spear coming to the ICBM missiles. That's what the chair's going to be right now.
Weapons of the Lord's indignation.
Thou didst march through the land in indignation in march. Remember he said walk through, he said walk through, he said walk through, he said march through.
Yeah.
He said, thou didst march through the land in indignation, thou didst thresh the heathen in anger.
Thresh. That's why when you read in Revelation, it talks about how he's going to have a sickle in his hand. Yeah.
Sickles
the threshing,
for,
man.
you know, it says that big hook on it with the pole, the rod.
You're going to use that to separate, you know, the sheep from the goats, which that was parabolic. You know, the Lord's going to save his elect, and then everybody else, they're going to be, you're going to be sacrificed.
Yeah, I believe the sickle is used for cutting down wheat.
Yeah.
Separate wheat from the tares, man. That's what the Lord ultimately going to do. That's the time of threshing, man. You know.
Wait, I gotta read one.
Is you still in 2 Ezra 13?
No, yeah. Hold on. Let me read this verse right quick. Matter of fact, these two verses. Verse 13, it says, "Thou wentest forth from the salvation of thy people, even for salvation with thine anointed. Thou wouldest..."
Anointed?
Capital. It says, thou wouldest...
Who is that talking about?
Right.
For you Old Testament cats out there.
Thou woundest the head out of the house of the wicked by discovering the foundation of the neck, Salah. Thou didst strike through with the staves of the head of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. They rejoiced.
And it said it bruised his head?
Yeah.
Is that what it said?
That's what it said.
Don't it say that in Revelation? I'm going to look for that.
Yeah, it says that. It's staves of the head of his villages. That's it.
I got a few in the first chapter.
Hold that.
2 Ezra chapter 13, and I'll start where I left off. I started at 16. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
The other side of it, yeah. Where the rest of it, man? I know it's more.
It seemed like it went on forever.
Yeah.
All right. Verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid. Let's talk about the
NATO is
yeah,
going to fight. All the other nations going to fight.
And yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath.
It's going to be a laser beam that shot off, man.
Yep.
Ain't going to have bullets and big stabbing weapons and whatever. No, man, they're going to have laser beams. Concentrated fire. Prophet Ezra is trying to describe what he's seeing in a time where there ain't nothing like that ever been seen on the planet before. There's nothing else to compare that to. Now we know about things like laser beams and whatever else. All right? Go ahead, bro.
And his tongue, he cast out sparks and tempests.
Sparks and tempests.
And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitudes which was prepared to fight.
Yep. He's going to be plucking people out, man. The mother ships that's trying to fight, they're going to be shooting down.
And burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing.
If you think about it, right?
That's cold.
Because if all the arrows or the missiles going to be shot off, all the bases are going to be destroyed and there's going to be nothing there, right? Well, what could possibly escape? What weapon of war could escape? The planes. So they got to get taken out too. They're not going to be on the ground to get blown up by the missiles. So he's going to take them out by hand with the lasers in the air.
When you think about it, look at, how advanced, these different, like especially Russia, America, NATO, they got these different fighter jets that has these different abilities. They got bombers, and they can fly at certain speeds, and it should make it's really fucking loud, man. You know, so they're gonna have to. The Chariots gonna put a stop to that, man. You know?
The stealth model ain't gonna be able to handle the chariots.
Yeah.
You ain't sneaking up on a chariot in the stealth model, man. the chariot will disappear over here and reappear in front of you, behind you, on top of you, wherever it won't. The chariot is gonna dance and play with you.
The chariot got
before it destroys you.
You know how they have the ones that you can't see on the radar? The chariots can see you on the radar. They knew what you was gonna do before you did it. All right. So that upon a sudden of an innumerable a multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke.
Now let me say this real quick.
Poof. One big poof.
Let me say this. We're reading this because you gotta understand, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of destruction coming from these chariots. And you should be afraid. But if you're of the elect, if you're doing the things that the elect that it said the elect would be doing, and it helps you learn your salvation, this is nothing to be afraid of. This is something to rejoice over. Alright? Go ahead, bro.
But only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. That's the prophet Ezra.
Yeah.
When you see, you know, a battleship or a bomber, and bam, dust, smoke. Oh, damn! I'm like, what was that? That's. We're reading this, but this is going to be reality.
Yeah.
And you people don't realize that, man. And you're going to see these things. That's why a lot of men are going to have heart attacks when they see these things happen.
Yeah. And we fear now. We fear these things that were visions in our imagination of what the scriptures talking about. But we'll have we're going to still be scared. But we'll have some stability in our mind when it actually happens in reality. But you're going to run the hell out when this happens in reality.
Because we're going to know the whole purpose of why they're here, why the Lord came back.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, verse 12, afterward I saw the same man come down from the mountain and called upon him another peaceable multitude.
And by the way, this is Old Testament, by the way, also. This is not after Matthew. Okay, this is in the Apocrypha, yes, but who's that? That's the Yahushua. Okay, that came down from the mountain.
Unto him another peaceable multitude. That's the elect.
Yeah.
And there came much people unto him, wherefore some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awoke, and I said, Thou hast shown thy servant wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou should receive my prayer. Show me not yet the interpretation of this dream, for as I conceived it, it's conceived in my understanding. Woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind.
There you go. If you don't get this out, if you don't get pulled up with that peaceable multitude, man, destruction is going to come unto you. Man. Woe going to be unto you. You know, and as a prophet under such as a type of Ezra that get to see these things in these last days, man, how blessed are we to be able to get these visions and then to see them taking place in the heavens themselves, to be on the side of right to describe it and teach the people about it. All right? With the opportunity of them delivering you up out of this destruction. Yeah, so you got another?
This is Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his
chariots are earthly chariots. He ain't got the horse with the wheels and standing there whipping the horses to go faster. You know, and then you got an archer or somebody standing by. No. This is on a whole nother
level. You gotta be spiritual. There's no difference between the actual chariot, the wheels, and the horse.
Like the Egyptian chariot that fly over the Red Sea. But these chariots are different. These are flying chariots, man. These are so-called UFOs.
To render his anger with fury and rebuke with flames of fire,
Yeah. Oh, see that part again?
and his rebuke with flames, to render his anger with fury.
To render his anger with fury.
That's
You don't want to be. You don't want to be the guy. Hey, well,
that's 2 days, which to us is 2,000 years of pent up anger and frustration.
you don't want to meet the guy that just got out wrongfully accused, man. He's on the warpath for everybody. You don't want to be the guy he runs into, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's gonna be
You
like.
remember that movie with Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx, Law-Abiding Citizen?
Yeah.
And he wouldn't let up. When they came into his crib and stabbed him up, tied him up, whooped his ass, stabbed him, and then they left him there to watch his wife get raped and killed and his daughter right in front of him. When he recovered from that, and justice wasn't served. Justice wasn't served for that, so he took it into his own hands.
And you see how he had everything calculated, planned out. Everything went according to the way he wanted it to go. That's the same way Yahweh Shai's got it. In these times, he got everything is calculated how he wants it to happen. It's gonna happen that way, and it's gonna play out.
Yeah. So how great is his anger going to be for him to have that everything that this devil's done to the nation of Israel and what he also did to him 2,000 years ago, which was to the Lord only 2 days ago, 2.5.
Fresh in his mind.
It's still fresh. So when he comes back, man, that beam is fucking sharp on this devil, man. That's why he's coming strictly for Edom. All right, that's why it talks about the Revelation 1 and 7.
I got it right now.
You already got it. Yeah.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 7, it says, "Behold, he cometh with the clouds, and every eye shall see him." The clouds of those chariots. And every eye gonna see it. You're not gonna mistake him when they show up. Like the chariot sightings or the so-called UFO sightings now. You're like, that's a live show, or that's a UFO. But when he shows up, it's gonna be unmistakable what that is. But that's for here. That ain't just something that show up and mess around. No, this is something serious. He shows up. It says, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. And you're going to wail and howl and cry and do all that, man, when he shows up to destroy you. All right? You got it, bro.
Well, I got one. Isaiah 42 and 13. It says, "The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies."
They say what I heard before, they said cry and roar, was him letting off his indignation, unto the people and what they did to him.
To what this devil did to his creation, man.
Right.
This planet was made by him and created for him. All right. It says, "I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself." Hey, I kept my cool for so long, watching you devils fuck up my world and touch the apple of my eye. I've watched you declare that you was me. You lied to the world and say that you was me. You messed up you project a false image and tried to say that you was me.
And a false spirit of me.
Yep.
You defamed me, you impersonated me wrongfully.
You deceived the nation.
Change the scriptures.
Yep. Took away from our word, added to it. So hey, I'm gonna read it again. It says, "I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now I will cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. I will waste mountains and hills," just like you read in Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter. Damn, Lord, was you
kill everything?
You gonna cut everything off? Was you angry at the rivers and the trees and the mountains? Like, shit, Lord, hey, when you do this, make sure you have mercy on us, though, man.
Yeah.
We don't want to get caught up in that.
And that's the difference of fear that you 2/3 don't have, man.
Yep.
The 2/3 don't have that the elect that's been called into this thing is fighting the hope that we've been chosen. We don't want to go through this, man. We don't want to have no parts of this.
Yeah. It says, I will make waste mountains and hills, meaning the governments, and dry up their herbs, and I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools. That's pretty much it, man. But basically, the Lord, he kept his anger, but he allowed it to build up. And then when he comes back, that's when he's gonna project that anger upon the wicked, man. Even the 2/3 of our people, man. This is like the fourth witch that like the sixth witch that walked by, man. So Eve, hey, get Micah 7:10. Get that real quick, man.
What they gonna say when they shall see it? What they gonna see?
They gonna witness it, and guess what? They gonna get destroyed right along with their oppressor, man. Micah, just hey, hold on. If you gonna align yourself with the target that I'm intending to shoot, I'm not trying to be precise on. I'm gonna make sure I'm a, you know,
you an enemy too.
No, you an enemy too, man. You stepping, you out too. You walking. You gonna join with the enemy? I'm gonna blast both of you, man. So hey, the Lord's gonna fuck the so-called white man up, and you nigga women.
That's right.
There's only gonna be a small number of sisters that's gonna make it with the elect, man. All right, I'll call them sisters because there is an elect of women that's gonna be saved. Just to be fair, but the majority of you here, especially here in Babylon, the Most High is gonna destroy you, man. That was like a 6th, 7th witch that it walked by. All women are proud to prolong this man in power, man. They bring forth his seed just to continue his lineage, his legacy, man. So you really making sure that you destroy your own nation by breeding for the enemy, man.
We were told not to do that. We were given specific orders not to do that.
Yeah, the Lord said it, man. He gonna come and destroy the wheats. He gonna not the wheat. He gonna come and destroy the tares, man. The tares are the ones that the devil he basically came and sowed his seed, man. So hey, a lot of you bad wenches. You're keepers of the devil's seed, man. All right. You're the devil's seed keepers, man. So the Lord gonna destroy y'all too when he comes down here and let loose. All right, get that in.
It's Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her.
What she gonna see? She gonna see when the hell shot returns.
She gonna see a big so-called black man. And that's when she really knows she gonna be convicted in her mind, and she gonna because she hated herself. She hated the men of her own nation. So when she see that the son of the Most High looks like that, she gonna be covered with shame, man. Because she was so used to seeing where Caesar at. Cheswick. Just get Cheswick. They go Caesar. Yeah, get his ass, man. She was so busy sucking his rod, all right, giving to him, worshiping him, and then when the real one shows up, shame is gonna cover her, man. And she gonna realize, damn, my husband, my kids, well, not even my husband, because if you're a witch, you don't really have a husband of your own nation. You dealing with the enemy. That's your husband. All right, but you're gonna realize the men of your nation. Now, the Lord looks like that. Okay, look at that shit, man.
Yeah, the guy Tommy Sotomayor, the nigga woman make fun of him because he has dark skin.
Call him
crispy, blacky and all that. Well, our Lord got dark skin, man. Very dark skin. as it burned in the furnace.
And they would call him Crispy.
So what you nigga woman gonna say about that, man? When the Lord come back, looking like a dark-skinned man, man.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire in the streets.
There you go.
You know, said, where's the Lord your power? Where's your God at? You know, and I wish you gonna behold it, you're gonna watch it get destroyed.
Yeah, the so-called black woman, she's the biggest self-hater. She put fake hair in her hair. Your hair don't grow out like that, man. You know, bleach your skin. You know, wear blue contacts and all that shit. Blonde hair. You're the biggest self-hater.
They say envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, but that's what our women do. And Tommy Sotomayor is messed up, but he said the coldest thing about it. He said, if I look at my own women in my own nation and I see them acting like another nation, why would I go for them? I might as well go for who they trying to be like.
Right.
Yeah, they're more humble too.
Yeah. And it's just a better situation dealing with them.
All right.
That's messed up, but it's true.
Yeah, the Lord raised Tommy up to be a thorn in nigga woman's side, man. He's a straight thorn in the size of you nigga woman, man. You know? I mean, fuck Tommy, but, you know, he's, you
He had a
know,
role.
He got the
Most High raised him up to do what he's doing, man.
He got the nigga woman down to a T.
Yeah, man.
Well, which he said the same thing the scriptures say.
He just don't understand that, you know, the scriptures tell you why women are the way they are. He just don't understand that part, man.
Right.
You know? But yeah, these women, they gonna be troubled, man. They gonna catch it, man. You know? How many, that was fucking 7 winches? Like, it ain't been 2 hours. It ain't even been a span of 2 hours.
All ages.
Old wins, young wins.
Yeah, Eve got, hey, but you know what? It's spiritual. It goes back to that pact in the garden, man.
They made a deal.
They made that deal, so hey.
He said life partner.
Life partner.
He said life partner.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of y'all gonna die, man. A lot of you, you're gonna die along with Edom.
They say go hand joint to hand.
Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
The wicked of our nation as well. Join in hand with the wicked. You're gonna get punished right along with the wicked. Hey, and then right after that, what happened? A pack of like 8 Edomites and then 1 Jake. With them like that I could believe it. Even growing up, I didn't hang with that many Edomites. There might be 1, maybe 2 in the group of like 6.
He might have been a Jake.
And one of them was a Jake. You know, literally, one is a Jake, right? Now, shit, to be with 8 Edomites, I wouldn't be with 8 confusing the faces if they wasn't just real. It just wouldn't feel right to me if they had that type of spirit on. You know, if I was in the world, but spiritually now it is what it is. Yeah, they brothers. But back then, I didn't feel comfortable in that scenario. The ratio ain't right.
Yeah, I mean, how could you be, seriously, in this day and time where Esau is like showing his horns right now, his hatred is coming out even more under the vibration that Trump is pushing in the earth. You still got Jakes that's getting killed, getting kidnapped, you know, getting shot down in the streets. You had that Edomite tried to hem that nigga woman at that McDonald's.
Grabbed her
ass up over the counter, man. Like Esau, hey, what if the little 7-year-old girl that got killed by that Edomite in that red truck?
Yeah.
All this is happening to your people. How the fuck could you feel right with yourself walking hand in hand with the devil? That's part of that nation of people, man.
I almost asked this last.
How could you live with yourself? Where's your fucking dignity at, man?
I almost asked, hey, bro, it's for real. Like, you know, but I was like, I don't want to say nothing, you know. But for real, but the question is remain, like, for real? Where y'all coming from? What y'all do? What you out here doing with that? I gotta ask that type of question. Are you serious? Like, you don't know what's going on in the earth?
Bro, turn the camera this time, bro. That's the spirit, bro. That's the spirit. That's the spirit of the Lord, man. You women, y'all gonna, hey, the women of our nation, especially the nigga woman, y'all gonna catch a bad one out here, man. All right, hey, that government shutdown, that's gonna be the least of your worries.
And they already catching a bad one with the government shutdown.
Come on.
You got it?
Exactly, you know? It's a lot.
I got it.
Yeah, man. That's, hey.
But it's gonna get worse when that, Lord willing, it goes until February when they start cutting off your EBT, all of that shit. You know, your living assistance. You know, because a lot of them are on got what is this shit? Medicaid? I don't know what it is, Medi-Cal or whatever that shit is. You know, when they on the county, they gonna cut all of that off. But still, we gonna see if you still got love for the devil. They more than likely will.
Hey, because
No, they gonna become his cum rag, his ghetto gagging whore that she is. All she gotta do is, you know, be a product or an object of his fetish, his pleasures, and once she degrade herself to that, you know, Esau, he'll trick off and you know, he'll pay her and take her shopping and shit.
And that's why she's doing it.
That's why she'll
it's
do
going
it.
to increase even more.
Because our women don't have dignity, man.
Because
They don't have any virtue.
it's good you say that because, you know, like I was saying, telling the brothers earlier, a lot of people that's laid off or, you know, not working or not getting paid,
You want to take other means to work.
they're selling their personal items on Facebook Market and OfferUp, Craigslist. Pretty soon, especially the nigga woman, she gonna be selling a box out here. Just like they was doing in Greece for a sandwich.
Do you think that arrangement that we've been watching walk around here ain't got nothing to do with dividends at some point? There'll be money involved at some point. You know, and there's no honor in that for you Negro women, man. And you Latino women not do it either, because we ain't
Y'all the biggest witch right behind the nigga woman, man. You Latin tribes.
A lot of you hide out and call yourself white so it don't look so bad. You call yourself up like white so it don't look so bad.
Hey, but you know what was beautiful though? When the economy collapses and the dollar crashes, Esau is gonna walk the fuck away from all this. Right? He gonna pretty much he gonna disappoint you. Okay? He gonna get tired of the little fetish, like, all right, I done did everything I wanted with you. I don't find any more pleasure or joy with your ass. You're complaining now, you get beside yourself. You still a little nigga girl. You still that little nigga gal. All right? And it tells you in Jeremiah, the 4th chapter, where it says that they're going to try to make themselves fair and vain. You know, when all hell breaks loose, and it basically it's a dog eat dog world. You know, only the strong shall survive, survival of the fittest. When it gets to that point here in society, the so-called white man, he's going to show his true spirit on you women. We already hear about witches getting killed by their lovers. That actually happens out there, man. So, you know? Jeremiah 4:30. I know that your brother got a script too.
I read it right quick.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 30, it says, "And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold."
Don't you doll yourself up? You know, you like to dress good and to look good to get attention from men.
The crimson is an attention color. That's
God.
That's true. That's so true. Because in this society, what's the main lipstick that women want put on to make it attention?
Yeah, I got
red.
What do they also say? Devil in a red dress.
Yep.
Right? And so Jake told me at the job I used to have back in the day, he said, "Hey, I don't trust no woman that wear a ring. Because that means she got some wickedness. She gonna do the work of the devil." that mean. That's what he said. He's just an old Jacob Cassette. This anybody said, though thou rentest thy face with painting, makeup, right? It said, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee. They will seek thy life.
Seek your life, meaning take it. Okay, they ain't gonna give a damn if you looking good or whatever. They gonna remember like, nah, this little nigga bitch. You know, that spirit's gonna just activate in them out of nowhere. They gonna turn on you, man. Hey, shall we put her? Who shall pity?
Charmer.
Pity me that was bitten by a serpent, man. You know.
Don't come from 9 wild beasts.
Yeah.
If you dance with the devil, you can't be mad if you get all tangled up with the devil.
Exactly.
You're snared by the devil.
The Lord gonna raise that serial killer that he gonna turn these a lot of these Edomites. Yeah, that the Casanova killer. He gonna raise that spirit back on a lot of these Edomite, man. They gonna be killing you. Alright? Hey, the Bible says it, man. That ain't just something that we just making up. Because it actually does happen.
Go on.
You actually had what was the name of that Edomite? He was killing nothing but black women in California.
Zodiac?
No.
The Bay Area?
No, what was his name, man? I forget his name, but he was it might have been a Jake though. I know the Grim Reaper who they call the Grim Reaper. He was killing nothing but nigga bitches, man.
Dang.
Oh yeah, there was one that was killing prostitutes. Black prostitutes.
There was an Edomite that was killing black prostitutes. Yeah. Y'all like to go out and because you got a lot of so-called black women when back pay used to be up, a lot of them used to be on some I don't deal service to African Americans. No AAs, no black men. And basically they try to cater to older white men because they're known to have more money. So they would basically cater their service to old white men. So they basically sugar daddies. Watch when the Lord allow you to get your sugar daddy and he turns into your killer. You know? He gonna be your killer daddy.
Where is that lifetime movie at? You know what I mean? Like that's a real scenario. Where's that lifetime movie? A black woman anyway, being a prostitute and getting stalked by somebody that's trying to kill her. That's a real scenario. Where's that lifetime movie at? I got all these male defamation movies. Where's that one at?
Hey, I think it was another so-called black woman. I guess she was like an entrepreneur. She was from I think London or England, somewhere in the UK. She went over to Jamaica. Her and her Edomite lover, they went down to the island. Some odd reason, the bitch was missing. And needless to say, they found her body. The bitch was gone. Basically, her husband killed her ass while they were on vacation. Okay? So, hey, we ain't making this stuff up, man. How much more when it becomes lawless in the streets and it be a breakdown of society, man?
You think she ain't gonna try to run the youth, you know? I remember you had that gun closet, you know, that shed full of guns or whatever, and you had that food store that was you saw it on youth, man.
And it's beautiful that the Lord used somebody to pop you two Israelite women, cops, this past week. That was good for y'all, man. That was Marshall Pop, man. Cause y'all was real proud to serve this devil, man. Ephraimite woman and that nigga woman in Louisiana, man. That was good for them both. You join them to this devil, hey, you gonna be thrust through with the sword, man.
The brother said that's a sign of things to come for the women of our nation. That's both kingdoms right there. And it's symbolic of things to come. It's gonna happen to the women of our nation. It happened to the men of our nation, you think it wasn't going to touch you? You far outweigh in number soul for soul, so to speak. The women of our nation, people of our nation. There's a whole bunch of you Israelite women out there. All y'all can't make it.
Yeah, get your scripture and then somebody get Ezekiel 9.
Sirach chapter, Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died.
Man.
Give the
it was the ultimate collaboration that led to all this evil that you see to this very day. The collaboration of the Eve, the mother of the black woman. She got together with the serpent, which was the devil, Esau, Edom, before he became Esau, Edom. They collaborated in that garden, man. All right? He basically shared with her the knowledge of evil, the evil practices, and she got involved, man, and she was intrigued. All right? She felt good. It was pleasant to her. Just like today, she gets all into this man's society, man. She's at the forefront of all these wicked, demonic movements in the world. She keeps it going.
It's always the bad
Me Too.
The Me Too,
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
LGBT. She's all into that, man.
She's all in the holidays.
That bitch, what's her name? Issa Rae or whatever her name is. Issa Rae. That bitch, man, that's a demon right there, man. The one black chick from
Me Too, bitch. That bitch.
no. The actress. The actress.
Lisa Ray?
No, not Lisa Ray. Issa Rae. Yeah.
from the show Insecure.
Okay. Oh yeah. I see that. Yeah.
Everything that she puts, everything she puts out there is basically an agenda, which she's pushing Esau's agenda for women to basically be liberal. You can tell she's a liberal type of chick, man. She's all right with immorality, man. You could be what the hell you want to be. You could be a lesbian, you could be a slut, you could be a hoe, you know. And what was that other show on Netflix? She's Gotta Have It.
Yeah.
She was the main actress in that, man. And I represent a lot of these bugged out ass nigga women in this society. That's why they think that they can be equal with men. They can fight men.
Do what they want.
Yeah, they feel like they can have many partners like men. You know, they can just do what the hell they want to do. That's liberalism, man. The scriptures speak against that, man. You ain't supposed to have liberty. If you give a woman too much liberty, she will abuse herself. Yep.
Verse 25, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. If she go not as thou would have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go.
And counsel that bitch. You know? So, hey, you're not supposed to give the water no passage, man. But hey, what happened in the garden? She was given that, you know, she took on that liberty to just freely follow the serpent and listen. And now here we are, LGBT, you know, being gender neutral, not having a gender, or children can choose whatever gender they want. It's just getting out of hand. It's getting sick, man.
Transgender bathrooms, all this just wicked ass shit.
Yeah, unisex bathrooms.
And the women of our nation is pushing this shit, man.
Cool.
Yeah, they man. That's what the script I'm about to read is going to tell you the end result.
Hey, the spirit got us turned into the woman now, man. We didn't really intend to just get on you women. The spirit got us getting on you women.
Let me tie it in though, because when they see the chariots, they ain't gonna have faith that that's what they do, because they know we convict the shit.
They'll get the credit to Esau.
Yep. But what we gonna do about this? How we gonna get up in there with them, and how we gonna let peace?
The white man made that.
Yep.
It's Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 20. Verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Like what we doing right now. We calling out all the abominations, man. We just listed some of them. And a lot of our women, they actually condone it. They with that shit, man. They endorse it. A lot of them are actually practicing that.
Gone.
Jerusalem's a place. I mean, us people before it's a place.
Yeah, man.
Verse 5, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have pity, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women.
A maid is a female servant. So the Lord mentioned women twice.
Yeah.
He said little children too. Even little children gonna catch it, man. The angels don't just, hey, the angels, all they want to do is serve Yahweh outside.
That's
man.
right, bro.
So if the Lord put out the order and kill that baby, that angel will go down and kill that child, man.
Gone.
Okay. The angel gonna have that Nat Turner spirit. Because Nat Turner was killing babies. They didn't show that in that movie, but
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Yeah, man.
all right. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
Yep. Yeah, so the Lord gonna send them death angels. He gonna loose them. He gonna unleash the death angels, and a lot of our people gonna be getting stopped, man. Especially you women. And the most the angels will give two shits if you call yourself a bad bitch, or
Kind.
you look good, you used to men, simping after you, worshiping before your feet. You know, the Lord he don't give a damn about that. All right? It tells you in was that Ecclesiastes or Proverbs that beauty is vain. You know? Most High he gonna get at you, especially you nigga women, man. All right? Joining hand with these damn pieces of shit, man. While they killing your people. You deserve to go down with this devil, man. You might as well see with the captain on his Titanic, man.
Yep. Hey,
You gonna go down with the captain, man.
if you remember the first season of The Walking Dead, at the final episode of the season finale, they was in a bunker and at the CDC. They're like, man, we about to get up out of here. I'm about to shut it all down. I'm out of power. I'm out of food. I'm about to blow the building. So they're like, well, you can't blow it now. Once you come, he told them before they came in, once you come in here, you can't leave. So they wanted to get out. So he let them get out or whatever. The one that stayed back, the so-called black one, she stayed back with the white scientist Esau. And they just stood there like, if you stay, I'm staying. Like, you know. and everybody's talking about, no, come on, you gotta come on. She would not leave. She stayed. Okay, so no hand joining hand, you know. So you can read some of the judgment. You can read some of the judgment.
But he's probably, I know that was a death angel right there. All of those serial killers, them are spirits created for vengeance.
Time, bro.
Like right here, about to kill 90, 100 people. Women.
Yeah. Hey, like the Lord usually he raised up certain men to just go strictly after women and kill them. You know?
Some movie I'm talking about what it was. It might have been a real. They said because of the way he was raised by not his race, but something like that. The way he was raised, going through certain things with his mom and with women, the distastefulness that he had for women is how he went after women.
Sirach chapter 26, verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself.
You gotta keep these women in order, man. You gotta stay on that.
Check.
It says if you marry, go ahead, bro. I gotta remember what I said that
Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
Yeah, if you don't keep her in straightly, she gonna be at Amber Rosa's slut bar.
Time, bro.
talking about I'm a slut, you a slut,
Yeah.
your grandma a slut, your auntie a slut. You know, if you don't keep your daughter in strictly, meaning be strict on her and raise her up with morals or standards, she'll end up like that because society molds her to become a straight up whore, man. This society, we in the great whore. Babylon is the great whore, man. So of course the women within
the system.
Within the system of Babylon is going to be, they're going to have this place. They're going to become the essence of Babylon.
Gone, like the preacher says, as the king, so is his people, or so are those under him. You know, with Esau ruling, he giving off that vibration that the women could do anything, and now that he wicked, he turning the women of every nation wicked. You know,
because he's in power.
Because it's the nigga woman here, and he's influencing those women over in the Middle East. That's why that woman that was that Instagram model and was big on Instagram, they killed her in the Middle East.
Yeah, man. And that's why them Israelites over there don't play that shit when they come to their daughters, man.
Imagine how many men was lusting after her. I seen her on there. I'm talking about over there. Wait. Because the same way the Most High said, don't be a slut or a whore, nothing like that, to keep that spirit, keep that how do you say, to remove you know what I'm talking about? To the third chapter, to remove not iniquity, to remove that spirit out of Israel. So that wouldn't be within Israel. Okay, so we wouldn't have that type of
put away evil.
To put away evil out of Israel. I couldn't think of the wording of it.
Which we not.
Verse 11, watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he has found a fountain, and drink of every water near her.
She become a fucking cum guzzler.
Yeah, ho.
Thirsty.
She be thirsty for that rod, man. She'll slurp everybody in the room.
All
right?
Like that video, right?
Like that video I did, man.
90
She said 20 Bahamian niggas from college or whatever. And that bitch had no shame in what she was saying at all, man.
Because then she corrected the dude when she's she was like, nah, I mean like all 20 of them.
Right.
Wait.
She was very detailed. You know, so hey, that's that whole that shameless slut culture of Babylon, man. That's why I titled it that whole slut culture of Babylon, that shameless slut culture, and Babylon's gonna get a lot of you Israelite women destroyed.
But man. you gotta respect her though.
But society tell you gotta respect her. Some niggas gonna marry that and you gotta go 18 years in a hole for that. Fuck that, man. That gotta be burned, man.
Come, bro.
Like Jeff Bezos gotta give up half his shit.
Come.
We got
hundreds of billions,
$127 billion. You gotta get half of that
for that slut. And I don't feel bad for him. You devils, that's what y'all get, man. Y'all created this society, man. Y'all created these laws. So now it's backfiring on you, pieces of shit, man. And the Apocrypha tell you not to teach a woman an evil lesson against yourself. These women are using the system back at you, man. You dummies. And these men, they waking up. That's why they going MGTOW and these other movements, man. They seeing through this shit, man.
If I can say this, bro, because here's the messed up part about it. We don't have to say. You can say you love black men, you this and that, but we watch your actions. Your actions are speaking louder than your words. If you're destroying the so-called black man with this Edomite system, guess what? You're working for him. You're doing it. He's helping you do his job for him. That's how we know that you are in it.
Oh, shalom, brother.
Shalom, bro.
I don't have a donation,
No. We do this for free, man. We do this for free, brother. You know, if you want to, like, if it's out of the kindness
sure, I
of
thought
your
y'all
heart.
would have something though. It's the area, you know what I mean?
it's all good, brother. You know, we see your righteous intent, brother.
Okay.
You know, basically we do this freely, brother. You want to get this word, you want to listen. That's ask questions.
Well, I
That's
did
what
have
we are.
one question. You
Yeah.
know, basically, like, as far as the Edomite,
Yeah.
you know, I've seen it on, like, the YouTube
Yeah.
one time, you know. I'm currently reading the Bible, but it's like the New Testament things. But my question is, like, basically, the Edomite comes from Esau, right?
Yeah.
And then Jacob is his brother, right? Comes from the same womb. So if it comes from the same womb, it's the brother. So I don't see how, like, you know, it's against them. That's the thing I don't understand.
Get a Romans.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's get it. Go straight to the point.
So meaning coming from the same womb, you know what I mean?
But matter of fact, hold that. Somebody can get a
Second Ezra first.
because the womb don't actually matter. It's the spirit that's in the baby that matters.
Well, we have to separate. You see, I was just trying to say, like, if Isaac, the father, and it's Rebecca, the mother,
Yep.
if Isaac would have had a baby, Isaac would have had it with another woman, that would make them half brothers. You know, and since it's coming from the same womb, you know what I mean?
Right.
He would have to split once he got out. I read the part where he held the foot.
I was going to ask you a question. Didn't everybody on the planet come out the same womb?
Majority. We got like see my brother, he also, my father made him
Right.
with another woman. That's
Right.
half brother that they will always say to us, but I love him so much.
Y'all came from the same seed.
Yeah,
Right.
same
So I
father.
said that's
But I'm
my
saying,
brother.
didn't we all come out of Noah?
I didn't read that far. But I
Everybody
meant as
came
far
out
as
of
the
Noah.
womb.
Everybody, once the earth got reset with
Right.
the flood and everything, everybody came out of Noah. All the sons of Noah
Shem,
became
Ham, and Japheth.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth became all of the progenitors of everybody on the planet after that.
Gotcha.
So wouldn't that make us all brothers too?
Yeah.
But you look at the spirit of those different men that start trickling down and further, and there was a difference in everybody. A lot of us became enemies, you know, especially
Esau.
after we got chosen.
Esau broke that brotherly covenant.
He
Right.
sure did.
What's this?
We grab that in a second.
Okay.
654.
This second Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou
I'm
madest.
sorry, bro. I'm only reading this so you can understand.
No, I
that we all
got you.
come from
I'm
the same.
appreciative. Go for it.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all creatures, of him come we all.
Even before Noah was Adam, we all came out of Adam too. So go ahead.
And the people whom thou hast chosen. You're saying the people that the Lord chosen came out of
Chosen
Adam
people,
also.
the Israelites.
And this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle.
And he chose the people that he wanted to choose.
Right.
And that's the. I mean, if you buy 3 cars, can't you choose the one that you want to drive more than the rest? Can't you drive one to the demolition derby and crash it?
Right.
And don't care and blow up another one in a field somewhere, but then this one gets waxed every other day, and you know,
I got
you can
you.
do that, you know.
Now, can I get one question of the scripture? I don't want to interrupt you, but Deuteronomy 23:7.
Edomite.
Right.
I mean, we could go into that.
No. I just want to, that's why I was asking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was my question on that.
Right. No,
That's a
to,
history
to,
lesson.
to go into that,
Well, short
the word,
and sweet.
the word there, when you read it in the actual Hebrew, it's actually talking about an Aramean,
Okay.
which are the Syrians.
Right.
Thou shalt not abhor a Syrian, because when Jacob married the daughters of Laban, Laban was a Syrian. We got our nation by procreating with the daughters of Laban, which were Syrians. So basically, we had a cordial relationship with them, because those Arameans they were akin to Abraham. So
through Sarah.
through Sarah. So basically, because we had that relationship with them, we wasn't supposed to abhor them.
Okay.
Go to Deuteronomy 23:7, and then somebody get I believe it's Genesis. Check Genesis 29.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
And what it means to abhor, it just means to like to strongly detest something. It doesn't mean actually to have hatred or hostility.
Gotcha.
So that's what that's saying. Go ahead.
For he is thy brother, thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian.
So it says he's thy brother, right? And people think, well, Esau was Jacob's brother, so that's talking about an actual Edomite.
Right. Now you see where I got it from the womb.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
We know what you're talking
Right.
about.
But that was a clerical error because the word there is supposed to be Syrian or Aramaic. Now get that in Genesis 29 real quick. Start at verse 14.
Genesis 29:14. And Laban said unto him, surely thou art my bone. And
Hold on.
my...
Start up. Yeah, start up. Start up like around like maybe verse 7.
No. Verse 10.
Go ahead.
Matter of fact, verse 9. And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep for she kept them. This is when Jacob had walked up to talk to his uncle, which is his mother's brother, Laban. But he's going to say that right here. It says, and it came to pass when Jacob and Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, right, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother.
And that line goes back to Aram, which was one of the sons of which father was it?
So they both tied back in.
But they go back to they were another family of Shemites.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
It says that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the whale's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. And it came to pass when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. And he told Laban all these things. And Laban said unto him, surely thou art bone of my bone.
There are bone of my bone.
And my flesh.
And my flesh.
And he abode with him a space of a month. And when you read up in the 27th chapter about Jacob and Esau, how Esau was going to raise up to slay Jacob, Rebekah overheard him and warned Jacob, hey, Esau going to raise up to try to kill you. Go to Syria where my brother is at and abide there a month or so, a while to Esau cool off. So they was already connected like that. Yeah, but they switched that in the clerical error in the 27th chapter. I'm going to let him finish.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of changes because I have to.
Because that's the one inconsistency with the whole spirit of the scriptures that the Most High God has for Israel against Edom.
Now, as far as what they do in history, whoever does it, and the judgment, basically on what they did, whether it was murder or, the other worst things. So, what was it? I think like 2 Corinthians 5:10, they're going to sit on the judgment seat. Does that have to tie into
the Lord? Yeah, the Lord Himself. He's going to judge. Yeah,
okay.
Judge.
Well, I'm almost there. Figured I'd just stop on through. See you brothers. I thought y'all would have a little something that goes for material to give out. It goes for YouTube or whatever you do. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody else here doing it. So I like everything that you do. God bless you all.
Did that answer?
Yeah, it did. It did. That's why I wanted to ask, and I did.
Esau, he's hated of the Most High. The Most High there's no mercy for Esau. He's out of there. He's done so much to the Muslim.
Brother of Jacob.
Well, I'm saying, who's Esau today?
Was he his son too?
Who's the Edomite? Who's Esau today?
Well, it says the right man. A lot of them are employers.
We'll also say this to bring to balance it. Our people, we've been known to be mingled among all the nations, and we also lay down to have, plant our seeds within the other nations. We've been mixing a lot with so-called white people, so you will have Israelites that look like so-called white that could be mistaken for so-called Caucasian people, but that line goes back to these people. Those are Israelites too, right? So it's not every so-called white person is an Edomite. It's like every so-called black person isn't an Israelite.
Skin don't determine what you are. It goes by your spirit. That's why I brought that up about there's two different spirits. It said it in Genesis 25th chapter. We're about to read it. But it said two manner of people, two different types of spirit. One of them had a wicked spirit, which is Esau. The other had a righteous spirit, which is Jacob.
Gotcha.
So it goes by that, but you still have to use that same discernment, not according to the flesh, but just according to that person's spirit. That's why there's people like, as an example, like Justin Timberlake, right? As good as he can sing and as good as he can dance, it can't be an Edomite. You know? It just does that make you feel like certain other white people? It don't make you feel like that when you listen to his music and you sing.
Like
But Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz, she looked like a Edomite woman.
Right?
But her father's a Ephraimite? Cuban. Manasseh.
The opposite of that was Lenny Kravitz. I always bring this up, Lenny Kravitz. He looked brown skinned like a Jake or an Israelite, but he's not. His mother was an Israelite. His father was an Edomite, an Amalekite particularly.
So-called Jew. Fake Jew.
Right. So that's the difference. He goes back to an Edomite, even though he's brown. So you can't go strictly by the color of somebody. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Bruce Lee. I always Bruce Lee.
I got a free.
Okay.
It's Romans chapter 8 and 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
And then you'll notice, like I don't know if this is one. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, we just got married.
Okay, cool, right? So you probably vibe together on a certain level. That if it was a regular, I don't know her. She ain't said nothing, and I'm not, but you probably vibe on a certain level together. So for your spirit to feel the way it does, her spirit connects to you for some reason like that. You can't go strictly off of looks. You go by the content of what their spirit's about. You know, probably the same reasons why you got married in the first place. What it was supposed to be about in the first place, right?
Think about this. Our people was fighting these wars for Esau. Vietnam, Korean Wars, and a lot of those Jakes, the Israelites, they stayed over there, they planted their seed over there, and their sons or daughters, or more likely their sons, grew up, married Korean women or Chinese women or whatever, and their kids went on to look like so-called Chinese or Japanese, but they're Israelites.
To take it to another example, we always bring up Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin's dad is darker than me. But when you look at Blake Griffin, he's lighter than me. Then when you look at Blake Griffin's son, he look like he got blonde hair, blue eyes. But that's still an Israelite child because the seed of that father, or the seed from that father to the son is Israelite.
My mom is the same color as this lady. But when she speaks and when she talks, no question.
It's like a strange black one.
Yeah, So, I mean, but that's why it looks like there's a contradiction there, but there really isn't a contradiction.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So he hates Esau. That's why we don't say we hate all white people. We say we hate Edomites.
Right.
Edomites, they're going to go into slavery, man. They're going to serve us. Just like we serving them and build this society up for them to rule and live the way they live. Or in the kingdom of heaven, they're going to build our kingdom up. They're going to serve us.
That's where you get Revelation 21, the city paved with gold and all the beautiful
somebody got to build that.
Yeah, beautiful sapphire stone.
The gates.
They going to build that up. All the nations going to build that.
Right there with the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. All of the so-called Illuminati elite banking families, they're all going to be out there, man.
I heard you mention the Quran earlier.
Yeah, I had it until it was, I came across certain things. And then I went back to the Bible from the beginning to read it fully. that's where I'm working on myself. I got like maybe 33 chapters now. Mentally, some verses. So I guess I get to the end. I'm not to the full.
I wanted to ask you this. You know how to read the Bible? There's an instruction on how to read the Bible in the scripture.
I figured it was right to love.
No. Somebody got this.
That's talking about the Hebrew.
Right.
The Hebrew, right to left, but you talking about as far as how you understand the scriptures.
Everybody say what I'm
Yeah, the Bible's a puzzle. The Lord has to give you guys the spirit. And you gotta learn from teachers to get the answers, to get the secrets of the prophecies. For example, who are the servants of Israelites? So you gotta go to different verses of the Bible to get your answers. It's like a puzzle. But I'm gonna get this, whatever you gonna say, I was gonna get Isaiah 28:9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
You seem to be weaned from the book, or at least still getting immersed from the scripture, the basic level of scripture, no problem. We still get healthy doses of milk, But the point is now that you know the basics, now we can start to build and grow upon those things. And this is something that explaining it, how you get those basics out of it. Because if you know that these people on the side are the Israelites, you have that basic milk.
For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line.
You got to jump around with the same context, reference back and forth. That's how you get the full understanding. Like the brother was saying, you may talk about, I forgot what you mentioned just now, but no, not the farm, but say there's a topic that you're looking at, of who the saints, the servants are. Now you take that, then you put that back in when you first called the servants. Then what's who the servants? Okay, we see who they are, and then what did they do? And then you start putting those together, you get the full scope of who they are and who that was given to.
Yeah, because the Bible don't contradict itself. Like you said, Deuteronomy 28:7, 23:7. If you look in the concordance, it said, "Declare forever, zero." So Most High hates Esau, but you can't go to Deuteronomy 23:7 and say, it doesn't make sense. That's right.
He's not gonna tell you you don't hate him, but I hate him. That's confusion.
We're supposed to have the same mind as him.
So that's why you gotta come to the true teachers, and they will explain to you.
And whoever else, I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say whoever else would have accepted that money. They may not have taught you that level of it that we're trying to get to you, so you can grow in the spirit.
All right, let's start
You got it, bro.
For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Keep reading.
With stammering lips in another tongue when he speaks to his people, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith.
When you finally get the full understanding of what's going on in this book, then you can kind of be like, okay, I can settle in. Now I get it. It says in Romans the 11th chapter, the 7th verse, how's it go? It says, Israel have now obtained that which he's seeking for,
But the
election have obtained, and the rest were blinded. Anybody can read this book, but if you don't have the understanding of what's going on in the book, then it wasn't meant for you. But this is how you get it. And once you get it, now you're in a place of rest, and okay, so I know I'm an Israelite, and I'm going to get I may not get salvation, but I'm going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Or this is what I got to do to get my salvation.
Because the scripture also says our people have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge.
This is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing. Yet they would not hear. But the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept.
They didn't understand. Go ahead.
But the word of the Lord was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken.
The Bible has stood the test of time because the so-called white man, Esau, had his hands on his Bible. If he knew if it was written plainly where you can read it front to back and get the whole understanding, he'd have been destroyed this book. But because the way the book is written is jumped around in pieces like a puzzle, he couldn't see the big picture of how to put the puzzle together. You know, because the book was sealed and closed, talking about Daniel and also 12th chapter and also in Isaiah, it says, right? So because of that, the way it was written, it's not, everybody's not going to be able to get it. But when the election has the Spirit upon them, then they'll be able to get it. But you got to jump around.
You said the key word, the Spirit.
Okay.
It's the Spirit that guides you to understand these words in this book. If you don't have the Spirit, that's just like somebody trying to that have bad eyes that's trying to read without glasses. You need the Holy Spirit to make you see and understand what you're reading. You know,
That Spirit for 2020.
that Spirit ain't given to everybody.
I
I have one too. This is Psalms 119 and 104. It says, "Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way."
Yeah, the word precept is commandment.
You got to jump back and forth to link it all together. It's like algebra. I always bring it up. Math is a Hebrew word. You know, the word amoth is where the word math comes from. Which the Hebrew word amoth means truth. So math is truth. 2 plus 2 is truth, and then it's truth, right? That always. But algebra, you take a variable, the unknown, and then you add this to it, and then you take another variable, you add that to it. Now you can see the whole course and put the big picture together to see what it all equals out to. Well, this scripture was the same type of way.
That's this. Marcus Lee said.
What it says is like triple sixes, lines, things like that. I saw mostly folk math, statue, things like that.
Yeah, the 666. It goes deeper, but Mark of the Beast is like the truth. So we saw Aaron he's basically going to make people take the RFID chip.
The payment thing you're talking about.
He's trying to get rid of cash.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, it's going to be in plain English.
Right. That's the Mark of the Beast.
Apple problem.
Yeah, some of them do have it.
Yeah.
A lot of people have it actually.
We're literally trying to make the whole world take it. You're part of that election in Israel, you're not going to take it. Even if you can say you can. That's Revelation 13, Revelation 14, Revelation 20. And that's the
He's gonna do it.
show you this thing. If you take that chip, you're going to face nuclear destruction. That's that lake of fire. When people talk in the church, you know, the lake of fire, that's what this is. This is destruction of the earth.
Right here.
It's an implantable chip, like a grain, size of a grain of rice. And your elites, the international bankers, they want to begin that new world order. They want to chip everyone. Put that. It's a tracking device. That
It's not just a tracking device.
not just tracking device, but it's a tracking device. It's your currency. It's your whole life, your identity, your medical history, your ID.
But it can have the capability to do all types
Yeah.
of things. It can read your mood and everything. You know.
And every see how when you just said that it can do all this. It sounds to the people. It's going to sound innovative. It's going to sound something that they're going to want. They're going to want that. They're going to make their life easier. But ultimately,
I can't get pickpocketed anymore.
Yeah.
I can't lose my keys anymore. I can lock the doors, the car, and start the car. You know?
It sounds like something that's good, but ultimately it's going to destroy you.
Yeah.
It gives your allegiance unto the devil,
Yeah.
unto the wicked. The Lord don't want that to happen.
It's Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Yeah, the whole image, you know, America, they don't, the whole philosophy of so-called white people. You know, his whole democracy, you know, that's his image, man. His whole way of life.
So-called democracy.
His church and religious system, all of that's part of his image.
It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond.
Hey, well, imagine this. Imagine if you take that and they tell you, we're going to cut it off. You don't go to church and believe in our God. That thing can have the capability of doing something like that.
It also has a small portion of cyanide in it, where you go off like, go crazy or do whatever. They just get that cyanide and you drop dead.
Yeah, trying to rebel against it.
Yeah.
Well, you do.
Let me read it again. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Yeah, if you look that word mark in the Greek, it's karak, which means an incision. So, that's the RFID chip.
Hold on to it.
So yeah, that's coming too. That's one of the major prophecies that we have to look forward to before the Lord make a second coming on the earth. And those of our people that have that chip implanted in their hand or in their hand, they're going to be destroyed in the lake of fire. They're not going to make it. They're not going to receive salvation. So basically, you got to avoid that when this devil make that mandatory. Because he's going to try to, once this dollar is collapsed, that's going to be the new currency. That's going to be the new system in place. And everybody's going to have to get involved with it.
You see what President Trump is doing with this furlough and the government shutdown. And then they talk about cutting off EBT and all of that from the first Section 8 government aids that way. You'll just keep cutting until it's all done, which is going to lead you right into
won't have a choice.
Yeah, you want, so people want to eat.
Yeah, I got
only
you.
the EBT. Because a lot of white people too, but a lot of people are living off that EBT.
SNAP program.
SNAP and all of that. They're living off that. So when it's time to eat or buy or sell or go to work, you can't get into work without that mark or that chip being in you.
You want to make a choice.
You have to make a choice what you want to do. Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be like your new job, your badge for your job.
Yeah, a company started it. I don't know which one. I did see that on the news. And they did the whole building.
Yeah. It's heavy in Europe.
Yeah.
Sweden,
mainly, yeah.
Yeah, they don't care. They just give it to me.
Yeah, they're happy to give it. Yeah, so, but a lot of other groups talking about that ain't in the scripture. Like that ain't the mark of the beast. They got all these other ideas of what it is. Well, like brother, we say a lot. Then where's what that is? Because that's a major something. You really think about the capability of chipping everybody? That's something major. What is that thing? Like what else? That has to be in the scriptures. Everything else is in the scriptures. That has to be in there somewhere. Where's that at?
Yeah, man. Go back to the 666. That child with the child
stigma.
That goes into incision. Because our Lord, he was stigmata. Our Lord, he was impaled. Pierced with stakes. So when you see that RFID chip, the needle, it looks like a stake.
It's Revelation chapter 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So basically, if you get the chip in your right hand, left hand, you get the chip anywhere in your person, anywhere in your body, you're bound down to Esau in the New World Order system. You're going to be tormented with fire and brimstone from the angels, from the chariots, and from thermonuclear fire from the missiles that's going to be shot on America.
Because really you're accepting his system and you're accepting him as your God, because it tracks your heart. Everything that the Most High does, being omnipotent, that's like allowing Esau to do it, That's like, God.
So we always show this. This is a depiction from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Well, it's going to be a judgment day. That's what it's talking about. We all going to be before the Lord in that judgment seat. We're going to sit in the judgment and judge everybody on earth, whether it be good. Yeah, in the 5th chapter, whether it be good or bad. Some of them that's going to be judged bad got to deal with this. And then it says, therefore, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. So we're persuaded that we don't want this to happen to us. So we're doing everything in our power to, that we know upon earth to be able to do, the Bible tells us to do, to escape this, which is coming out, studying this thing, coming out and telling the people, warning the people that we may earn our salvation. But it's more than that, but that's generally what it is. The brotherhood stuff that goes on is, everything that we probably could do. Any other questions?
No, that was it.
We ran it long, but we'd rather you get the full.
It's worth being said. I'll go from Atlantic City. So we come all the way here. Some little sightseeing, things like that. And then, inside the book, we couldn't live like we were living. So that's why we came to do it. And, hopefully we can get back in one piece and, keep going on.
Yeah, we got brothers in New Jersey.
Jersey, New York.
So do you have their card or a certain?
You got a phone.
My phone's dead.
We're going to choose phones. We got YouTube. GMS, Great Millstone. GMS in Jersey.
DTA as well is in New Jersey. DTA is in New Jersey.
You said GMS, New Jersey?
You could type that in and see what comes up. I'm pretty sure it can pop up. Brothers like in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, it's a little bit far because I run it would have to be close because I go from one casino to the other.
Okay.
We both do the same thing, trying to keep our house up, things like that.
Show the faith. Yeah, there's a couple camps out there though.
That's a beautiful.
But we got brothers, worldwide. We all over the world. Doing this ministry.
Well, I was going to say, the way most of us started was we saw it on the internet and we started watching it from there, building ourselves up and learning from there until the Spirit said, hey, all right, stage number 1 is out. You're good on that now. Go do the next stage, which is go out there and teach.
Okay, so it's better. I can't get it through this one. Just go to the soldier thing.
After you build yourself up watching these videos and learning the breakdowns and get a little familiar with it, then when you learn something, you go out there and teach it. You learn the Spirit will push you to go out there and learn it this way.
Get some rock.
They're never gonna make it easy to get something that's gonna bring them down.
This is 2 Timothy 2, verse 1. It says, thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushua, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou unto faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. So basically, when we come out here and we push this word, we do it with the intent that, the brothers that are waking up, to being Israelites, that they hear this word, this engrafted word, which is able to save their soul. And once they get built up in the spirit by the understanding of this word, they actually take this word and they don't just sit on it. They go out there and they also teach their fellow brothers. Whatever respective tribe that you come from, you look like you come from the tribe of Ephraim. You're so-called Puerto Rican, or you come from the tribe of Ephraim. So, you know, all your brothers and sisters of your tribe, you know, if they don't know that, you know, and they got biblical questions, like, hey, we from the children of Israel. We from the tribe of Ephraim. The word Ephraim, the Hebrew word Aparim, which means a fruit. Ephraim is a fruitful people, man. They multiply. And what I understand about the land of Puerto Rico, which means a rich port, there's a lot of exotic fruits over there. There's a lot of good riches and exotic fruits over there. And it tells you that Ephraim will be fruitful. And when you read in Genesis 49th chapter, Isaac, basically, not Isaac, Jacob, when he was on his deathbed before he died, he basically told all 12 of his sons that there's going to be specific things that's going to befall you in the last days. And these different characteristics, we're going to know that these are your people by these characteristics that I'm describing to you. And it told you that Ephraim would be a fruitful bow, you know. And when Christopher Columbus and them devils came over to the Caribbean over there, and they tried to basically almost exterminate the Taínos that was over there, but they didn't prevail because the Lord preserved a good number of you, and you basically since then you multiplied and you became a fruitful nation. So that's why it's Ephraimites all over. It's so-called Puerto Ricans all on the West Coast, mainly back in New York, in Connecticut, and Massachusetts, Miami. You got it all sold up because that's part of the prophecy. That's how we know who the tribe of Ephraim is. That's the so-called Puerto Ricans, man. You know, now that you learn this type of stuff, you grow up in it, and then you teach others. You know,
because all of us thought we was African American, Negroes, Mexicans, We were all our oppressor gave us all these names after like the Puerto Ricans, rich port.
And why did he name it that?
Yeah,
because he knew that there was a lot of riches over there. Like basically, that's our rich port. We gonna go over there and we gonna whatever those savages over there. We gonna kill them, break their women, and then we gonna take the gold and all the precious riches over there. We gonna take that for us.
Taínos that was,
you know. And he even does that to this day.
Like all the North American, South American countries, their name goes back to either a natural resource or someone that conquered them, like Colombia goes back to Columbus.
Taínos Indian, right?
Yeah, like Argentina.
That's what they were called. Yeah.
Argentina goes back to I want to say silver or some
different word.
Yeah. But it goes back because that land was rich in silver, So we're not none of those bywords, which is a curse in Deuteronomy 28 chapter that the so-called white man labels us, deems us.
Byword, their name is everything, but he will never tell us that we're the children of God.
He kept it hidden from us.
And to make sure we didn't even think about that, he named himself as the children of God.
Yeah.
So we be like, well, the children of God's not on the table of who they are. Somebody's already there. So we got to be whatever else. But come to find out, it's really us. We're really the children of God.
God, and to address that, because you said through DNA, it's all through faith, because every brother don't know what tribe you from. Like I believe I'm from Judah, but I could be from Benjamin, I could be from Reuben. Right. It's all through faith,
Yeah. But what we do know, according to prophecy, and also through the history and archaeology, these people on this sign are without a shadow of a doubt the children of Israel.
That's right.
Bar none. Those are the people. They were once lost. They've now been found.
We're the greatest. The scriptures say we're the greatest people ever created. Look at the not just the sport, how we do in sports, but all throughout the world. We're the greatest people, but we still at the bottom.
I was gonna say this, like in home life, that he probably just does something quirky, something that's just fun, that just makes you special, in particular to you, peculiar.
God.
And he made us to be peculiar people, special unto himself. That we have certain little mannerisms and the way we explain things, the language, the rhythm that we speak. And then when you read the Bible is written like we speak.
Right.
It's written with certain phrases and keywords and things like we do.
You got flavor.
You got flavor to it. So you
Poetry.
It's
Gone,
literally
bro.
poetry.
And like the tribe of Ephraim, it tells you that Ephraim is a silly dove. In Hosea, the book of Hosea, and basically, from all the so-called Puerto Ricans that I've ever known and was friends with, kind of got that silly spirit. Like y'all sometimes y'all could be a little goofy, cracking jokes and stuff like that. That's part of y'all spirit, though. That's how the Lord created your spirit. You know?
You're not saying nothing wrong. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You know, you can't go against that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It also says in was that Hosea? Was it the 7th chapter? Where it says Ephraim is a cake
on
not
turn?
turned.
Gone.
He likes to.
A lot of y'all, a good number of y'all are dark skinned, and a good number of y'all are real light skinned. That's prophetic because we mingled amongst Esau, so your complexion got a little lighter. You know what I mean? Is that Hosea 7?
Cake not turn. There's one dark side of it, and the light side.
The pancake on one side is going to be dark on the bottom. On the top is going to be real light. So that's why it's dark skin. That's why it's a lot of dark skinned Ephraimites, Puerto Ricans, and a lot of real light skinned Puerto Ricans.
This is Hosea chapter 7, verse 8. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. Strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. Yea, gray hairs are here and there upon him. He knoweth, yet he knoweth not.
So I mean, this
Israel like a speckled bird. We got all types of
Kind.
range of colors, hues of brown, within our nation. Like I may look like a Negro, I'm a Native American. So it's all like Snoop Dogg, Native American. You start looking around and you start discerning what tribes these people could come from. They'll start telling you, like without them realizing it, they'll be told you what tribe that they're actually from.
See the movie Friday? Faison Love, Big Worm?
Yeah.
He's Cuban. He's a Manasseh. But he would look like he'd be a so-called Negro.
Right.
But like the brother said, the most important thing to know is that our spirit, no matter what you do, our spirit, we read it, our spirit bears witness with the spirit of the Heavenly Father that we are the children of the Most High. That's how you know.
That's why we got that natural zeal. All of our people are trying to seek the truth somewhere. They just don't know where. People are in the Muslim mosque, they in the Christian church, they in the Catholic church, they in this philosophy, that philosophy. But they just seeking in the wrong places, So, it's all spiritual. But either way, we the Lord's chosen people, and it's a time right now for our people. It's high time for them to wake out of sleep. Because our salvation is more near than when we believe. The Lord's showing signs in the sky. I know y'all heard about what happened over there in Mecca. Y'all hear about that? Over there in Mecca, where you got the holiest Muslim mosque over there with the Kaaba stone.
Oh yeah, the black stone.
The black stone where the Lord plagued it with locusts, and roaches. Allah didn't come down and stop nothing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said when I was reading through it, I came across certain things that didn't add up. So
because Allah, that's an idol. That's the
You're
Most
right,
High.
that black whatever's
That black
in that.
stone, that's an idol.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No matter if it's a meteor, no matter what it is, it ain't all power.
Right.
It's an idol.
Yeah, and Allah, the Most High is a Allah. He's a power. That's what the word Allah means. It means power or God. But what is that God's name?
Right.
He has a name.
Right.
His name is Yahweh, which Yahweh, Yah meaning he, and Hawa means to be.
Gone.
He to be or he exists. He is. He just exists. He's the Ancient of Days. He always existed. He never had a beginning. He never had an ending.
No beginning nor an end.
He doesn't have a beginning or an end. He always existed, self-existent.
I got a pretty. This is Sirach 18:1. He that liveth forever created all things in general. The Lord only is righteous, and there is no other but He who governeth the world from the palm of His hand, and all things obey His will. For He is King of all, and His power dividing holy things among them from profane.
That's right, man.
Things in the temple versus things that's outside of this righteousness, which is the temple. What you perform inside your temple, which is your body.
That's right.
How long y'all out here?
I'm gonna go back Wednesday, early Wednesday around 11. So we figured we'd go see different areas, have something to eat, things like that.
It's kind of like the West Coast Atlantic City.
Yeah, we don't even go in there. We go to work, but the gambling we don't do, the out there drinking and all that kind of stuff. I used to before we moved out, and just toned it down. So it seems like where we used to go in there. Trust me, I'd be stumbling all over. It's not my thing anymore. But you don't know. It's like you get down there and the lights and the people. And we're about to take it down anyway. So
Right, exactly right.
But the meal you can't pass up on.
Right.
Take that with you.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah, man. I mean, this, the lights in the city and all that, this is all temporary. The Lord's going to throw all this down. A lot of these people, they're in darkness. They're distracted by the entertainment and the things that go on in society. But pretty soon, a lot of people, they're gonna start witnessing things that they never would have thought that they would be witnessing. Like I mentioned about what happened in Mecca. The Lord goes
I gotta look that up.
Yeah,
look it up.
go on YouTube and type in Mecca plague with locusts. You'll see it, man.
I believe it.
The Lord is showing signs in the heavens, so-called UFO sightings. Blood moon is coming up on the 20th and 21st.
Yes.
Those are all signs that the Lord told that when we see these signs, look up for our redemption draweth nigh. You had blood rivers in Africa recently. It's just so much happening worldwide, and the people here in America are just so damn distracted by this entertainment. They're worrying about the oncoming Super Bowl and surviving R. Kelly. That's all they're worried about.
Was Malawi?
That's all they talking about.
Malawi.
In the middle of a government the longest government shutdown that this place ever suffered, ever. So these people, they're going to catch it, man. It's going to catch them like a thief in the night. And that's why the Lord, He put a spirit on us and the brothers, that are part of this thing that are around the world, put the spirit on us to come out here and give warning to our people before the Lord finally judge this place. There's not a lot of time left,
So I was going to say, I'll say this even. A lot of bad is guaranteed to happen. Like martial law, like race riots.
Trump is that boy to do it.
He's forward in that. He hit the fast forward. So we're trying to hoard up the wisdom of these scriptures and get accustomed to calling upon the name for help, so we can make it through through all these times. That's coming. And just practicing walking and being in the spirit. So if y'all got kids, or if you have kids, whatever, you gotta try to teach them best they can. But as you see the times that's going on, like my kids, they stay with their mom, but I can't really teach them everything. But when I get the bits and pieces, I don't want them to have everything that they go to school. Like, you need to get away. I don't want to throw them in the fire with that, but at the same time, they need to know something. They need to know, hey, don't be hang with Edomites too much, because they're going to get you in trouble,
Yeah, right in school, but it's like, I got you.
I got a quick screen. It's Isaiah 55 and verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while He may be found, and call ye upon Him while He is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and He will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for He will abundantly pardon. So right now, we got to seek Him in our youth, while the evil day comes out. So right now, the grace grace and mercy of the Lord is open, and that's why, He got us out here. We proclaiming His word in hopes of the elect being woken up to His word, so that the Lord can have mercy on us, and when He comes back, He's going to save us. What He's going to save us from? It's going to be pandemonium in the streets. It's going to be race riots. It's going to be starvation. It's going to be plagues and pestilences. People dropping dead of diseases. It's just going to get so bad out here. And if we don't have that hedge of protection from the Heavenly Father in that day, you might succumb to one of those judgments. So that's why it's very important that we come out here and give the warning to our people to, hey, come out of the wicked ways of this society. Quit transgressing the laws of the Heavenly Father. Try to keep His commandments to the best of your ability. What are some of those commandments? Love your neighbor as yourself. Keep the Sabbath, if you can.
You say your neighbor, these people on this side.
Which
mainly
these people, yeah.
Really fellow believers.
Yeah, fellow believers, yeah.
Con. Keep the dietary laws if you can. Stop eating shellfish and pork. Shrimp, lobster, crab, because that's an abomination according to the commandments.
Right. If you can, try to wear your
beard. A man's supposed to grow his beard.
Not your hair up.
Yeah, when you pray and prophesy as a man, take your head covering off.
Uncover.
So the crown of your hair is not covered. As a woman, you cover yours. The opposite.
Keep your hair.
I think I read that you dishonor your head.
That's the First Corinthians 11 chapter.
That's another thing. We used to have the proofy.
Yeah.
I was there. I read and.
You get the basics. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt, all type of stuff.
I had my fingers crossed because there was two guys that went in there. One guy that was with us, he said it's a lot. It's a lot.
Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 5:7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
People well, it ain't gonna happen in this lifetime. Well, I gotta get this right first, and then I'll, So we always want to exhort people to be like,
what can I do now?
Start clicking on. Now you can click on video and start learning. You can start highlighting or whatever you gotta do. Taking notes, right, stuff like that. To try to get that knowledge and wisdom that to the point where you get to be able to plan out in your everyday life. You can begin to live these things, and that's and eventually it'll lead you where you need to go with that after that. But
we talk about the missiles and martial law, but the Lord can judge you. If you talk some shit about us, He can judge you while you crossing the street or some shit. It can be any second. He can judge you.
right.
That's why we gotta have that ultimate fear. We gotta fear the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Right. We're out here because we're in fear of what He can do. Besides what He could do, but what He said He gonna do to the people in general, we don't want none of that to happen, man. There's people that's fell out of this thing that once believed that don't believe anymore, that then fell off buildings and now they're paralyzed from the waist down.
Or hit by semis.
Hit by semis and live.
Or the guy put to death.
Yeah, or just got put to death. So it's like some scary stuff that can happen. But then it's scary on the other side too. There's brothers that I nearly lost my life coming into it. But I'm still here, So whatever else the scenario was, don't matter no more. It just reminds me, and it always sticks with me that, hey, don't mess up, because it could have been the other way, and it still can be. It's not over yet. So
if the Most High wants you to serve Him, you're gonna serve Him.
Right.
That's
like Jonah. Like the book of Jonah. You got swallowed up by the fish. Try to run, you can't run nowhere.
You guys have a nice night.
You got a Bible study going on?
This is Ezekiel 33, verse 1. It says, again, the words of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, if the people of the land take a man of their coast, and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land.
Sword is like an analogy for destruction or killing instrument. Yeah.
It says, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
You see an army coming, that's like a sword. There's some destruction or something that's coming. So the watchman got a warning. That's what we're here to do for the watchman. That's here to warn the people. Destruction that's coming.
Yep.
Hey, like Salaki, bro. If there was a pit around the corner, a big, like a pack of wild dogs around the corner, wouldn't you rather know before you got around that corner?
Yeah.
When you like somebody be standing here, don't go there, man. There's some pack of wild dogs gonna maul you to death. You know, because those that didn't get the warning, they go around there. It's a wrap, man. So he sent people out to warn us of what's coming.
It says, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword do come and take him away.
And the trumpet was what we blew to let, in certain ways we blew the trumpet to let you know, hey, this is an army coming against us, or this is a feast day that we all have to come into congregation for, or this is, you know, whatever it was. But that warning, particularly of the bad coming, was a certain sound, and that's what that certain sound that we're pushing out of.
Gone.
It says, and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
So it repeats something that's similar to that in the third chapter also.
So I'm saying, if we don't give the people warning, do a proper warning, using the right doctrine, telling them about things like the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, we don't get it right, it's going to be blood on our hands. And the Lord going to judge us.
Imagine if you walked up here and we didn't tell you about the mark of the beast, and you took it. You know, or if you asked us about it, and we said, oh no, that's just something else, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal, and then you took it, we got to pay for that. The Lord's going to require, because we didn't properly warn you. We're going to sit here to warn you.
The Lord's going to judge you for taking it,
Yep.
but He's going to judge us too.
For not warning
For
you.
not warning
to
you.
take it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, now you gave it to me, I gotta say something now.
Lord wants you.
Yeah.
If He wants you to serve Him.
No, it needs to be known because, you know.
Yeah.
I gotta,
Any other question you got, brother? You know.
no, that was it.
That's it. You know.
I get to take a couple with me now, so.
Yeah, you got the YouTube channel.
We on YouTube. The brother gave you the other YouTube
Yeah,
channels.
from Jersey.
Yeah, so you know,
Maybe
just check
one
it
day
out.
we'll be out here, who knows?
Lord willing, bro. You know.
Alright. Take care, folks.
Hey, shalom. Peace.
Have a good time, but not too good according to the city standards. All right.
Come, man. You know. So, well, if y'all got anything else, or not, we can wrap it up. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 32, verse 6. Chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Beautiful. Yeah, man, that's going to be our stability, man, is knowledge. That's why it's important that, you know, you get the knowledge while the Lord may be found, man.
Gone.
Because once the Lord closes this thing up, you know, he make our tongues cleave to the roof of our mouths, and he calls that famine of the word to hit. You jakes out there, you're going to be asked out, man. And all that's going to happen is you're going to have to be numbered to whatever judgment you got coming. You know?
So I got to read that. I wasn't going to read it, but now I'm going to read what you said. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. And that's the main thing. Like you said with the famine, the evil days going to be here when you go seek the Lord. They're going to be out there.
gonna be looking for what? All you're gonna be having to look forward to is judgment, indignation. Go ahead.
It says, nor the years draw nigh, and thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in you.
You're gonna be one of those that Amos 5, Amos 5 and 15. Woe to you that desire the day of the Lord, for what good is it for you? It ain't gonna be good for you, man. Because you failed to take heed. You didn't get this knowledge and wisdom when it was accessible. Neither did you use it to build your faith up, man. So it was good that edification came out, and that's all we come out here to do is to edify and prophesy. That's it. Whatever that Jake do with that, that's on him. Okay. But anyway, we're gonna close out. That's it. Good. All right, we're gonna close. We'll give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arakakadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone. Shalom, one brother thumb to the top lines of David. Hopefully, let them say shalom.
Shalom.